That's right. They've been hard to obtain.
There's a techno H2O.
Keeps coming up on Spotify.
Have you ever like confronted any of these H2O bands? Like, yo, what's up?
Nah.
I can do it for you.
We
man.
might have Hall & Oates have an album called H2O, and at one point we did kick around the idea of naming an album Hall & Oates.
That's true. We did. We did. But yeah,
Payback's bitch.
Hard to Obtain was from Long Island, and they were like pretty big in New York, and I remember like them being around and stuff, and we were around as well.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, man. Crazy world. Just like the Mobb Deep logo is one Sick of It All had.
Yep.
That was an interesting story too. Yeah, man.
All right.
Well, I think we covered a lot of things. I'm glad you guys are healthy and happy, and I'm glad to have you in my house, and you guys are doing well and you're alive, and I wish you a great journey to Buffalo, New York, Scott.
Yeah, man. Give Buffalo a big hug for me.
Thank you.
Brian Foister, too. Is he
Happy
still
trails.
there?
I don't think he's there, but he's on the Instagram.
He's on the gram.
Who's that?
Brian Foister. He was promoting shows.
Yeah, he booked everything.
What happened to the singer Zero Tolerance? Where is he at now?
He is in New Mexico somewhere. He was off the grid for many years.
Is that Mark?
Yeah.
Mark Z?
He's surfaced on Instagram. And
oh, she's on there?
Yeah, I talked to him a lot.
Okay.
Seems to be good. I know he has a family. I told him recently my goal in life once shows are happening again, I'm going to get Zero Tolerance to play in Buffalo. So
wow.
That's my goal.
God.
And he said, like, I'm not opposed to... He said a lukewarm, maybe it'll happen.
Is that John, Mark, and Eric Rice in that band? John Mark?
Eric was a member during their prime.
Okay.
John came in towards the end.
Okay. It'd be interesting to see what lineup that would be.
He was like... What do you call it? Like part of their crew before he was in the band, John.
ZT.
So
who ended up playing in Goldfinger?
Darren Pfeiffer.
Darren,
that's right.
yes.
He's with Zero Tolerance.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right, bro.
Right.
He's out here too now, isn't
he?
he?
He's doing those live punk rock streams too with Greg Hetson every week.
Oh man, I haven't seen him in
punk rock
years.
karaoke online.
He's a fucking great drummer, man.
Remember, had the ZT tats on their fingers. Remember, Eric had that.
Right.
ZT,
And so
man.
Eric, John, Darren, Mark.
So
Let's
awesome.
do this shit.
Yeah, if you guys are listening, I think it should be happening. I think that'd be great for Buffalo.
Be
And
great
then
for
shout
me.
out to Griselda and what are the three rappers' names from there?
Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, and Conway the Machine.
They put Buffalo on the map right now as far as
Wow.
hip hop. They're
I'm gonna
fucking
check it
huge,
out.
man.
Yeah, really
They're like
good.
got a Wu-Tang vibe to them. I love what I heard so far. It's like 90s throwback. And every rapper's trying to get on their shit. Rick Ross is on the new shit.
Really?
They do really good.
Yeah,
Wow.
crushing, man.
They got I believe he's white, producer named Derringer, who's this little guy, makes amazing beats, has a really cool style. So, yeah, it's really cool because being from Buffalo, like, Clevo had some rappers, Bone and everything, but Buffalo never had shit. So it was really cool to see.
That's cool.
Like,
I'm going to check it out, man.
It's
I'm
crazy,
curious.
too, because now there's this whole thing going on in Rochester, too. There's like all this stuff from Rochester.
Inspired from that.
From my point of view, yes, but I'm not on the inside, so I have no idea. They could be even older, but maybe the spotlight's on Buffalo, so now Rochester's getting some love, but there's all this shit going on all over Western New York, so it's really cool.
I'm like,
What are we talking about?
I was going to say something positive for the future. I know not to get political, but next week is the election.
Oh, God. I thought we were going to get through this without it.
Political.
What? That's happening. What's happening?
I'm saying we're everybody's voting. I'm saying let's hope there's going to be change in this country. Hope positive comes up from all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know
So I am not able to participate in the American political process because I am still an immigrant. Please don't fuck this up.
Yeah. Everybody's do their part, you know what I mean? We'll get through it, right? Some positive
I
vibes for the
agree.
people
Everyone
listening.
should do their part. Everyone should vote. Vote.
And just real quick, the name of your skate team, you and Dwid and Charlie.
Wait, what? I like this.
What's your skate team called in Ohio?
Our skate team was called Team Playboy. Even though I didn't even have a girlfriend until I was well out of Team Playboy, but I don't know.
Wasn't it two skate crews? That was the one skate
There was
crew.
two skate crews. There was Team Playboy and there was Team Crack. And Team Crack was what Charlie was on.
Who was the best skater, you, Dwid, or Charlie?
Charlie for sure. He was good at street and ramp. I think you're better than all of them, though.
Thanks, bro.
Hands down. No, I mean, for real, though.
Okay,
I was
Thank
shocked by your skating ability. Still am.
Thank you, sir.
If you want to be shocked in a different direction, put me on a skateboard. You'll be shocked. Completely different
You never
shock.
skated, right, Scott?
I tried and I failed early, and
Street skating?
I don't know what you call it. Trying to ollie and failing.
What about you? Have you ever seen
That would be called street skating.
Once, yeah. Yeah,
so
I did it
awkward
once.
because you're so big, man.
Yeah.
It's
Where
a
are you
long way
going?
down, man. It's a long way from my head to the floor. So
What's this?
I hear
You
ya.
ever tried?
What's this all
I
about?
tried and I failed.
Max got a new suit, and he's been
I
doing.
learned how to tie a tie today.
He's been doing modeling. And
I
all
learned
this
how to
stuff.
tie a tie for my first time just now by myself.
Max,
Can you teach me how to tie a tie? Because I still don't know how to do it.
Weird and awkward. You gotta go like all around, up, down, sideways, through.
I
give
had
us
I had
that
to
advice
wear
so
one in
nobody yells
school
at me.
every day.
Yeah.
Max,
Wait,
Max, you have any
what?
questions for any of us before we leave today?
You guys are already leaving?
Yeah, we did it 2 hours, man.
It's been 2 hours
Yeah.
already. No.
Okay, cool.
Not really. Oh, Scott. Congrats on being sober.
Oh, nice, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
This guy's
course.
fucking eavesdropping on the podcast. No, that's great.
No, I
Great.
already knew. Congrats.
That's awesome.
Trying. Just
Good.
don't put a show in front of me. We'll be fine.
Anything
job.
else, Max? Okay, here we go.
You too, Adam.
Anything about-
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
How long sobriety
Congrats.
for you, Derrick?
I don't drink
Okay,
and I don't do drugs.
but you're not sober.
I'm not sober.
Okay.
I mean, sober as
Oh,
far
you
as
No, I can't claim
Edibles?
sobriety either. I can claim no alcohol.
Oh, you guys are doing edibles.
I like plants.
Okay.
I'm a plant guy. You know, I
plant-based.
you know,
Which ones?
I like cannabis and all other plants surrounding
Did you ever do
anything the plant
DMT?
lifetime.
You do cannabis too?
No,
I didn't
none of
ask you
that stuff.
Did you like plants?
I'll keep this off. We'll get to this off.
It's
air.
fine.
I don't know. I'd smoke weed right now if I had to, but it makes me paranoid. It makes my heart race and it makes me paranoid.
No edibles though, like to make you go to sleep or something.
That
Or-
makes me feel like I'm fucking on acid. That shit's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I don't go too crazy, man. I've like actually during this whole lockdown, it's a lot less. It's usually at the end of the day when I have nothing else to do, no
Yeah,
responsibilities, can just chill out, watch a movie, be creative, you know, and that's it. You know, during the day, it's like nothing. I don't have any desire or anything, but it's something I never felt that I had a problem or was like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to stop. But with alcohol, I never felt that I was an alcoholic, but when I did drink, I drank a lot. And it was, you know, I was a different person.
Yeah, Adam
With-
Blake was like that.
And
too.
that's
Me
what I
too.
don't
Yeah.
like about it. With
Yeah.
you know, it transformed me into a different person.
Yeah.
And I don't like myself when I was
Yeah,
drinking.
I've seen
too
Scott
much.
at his worst, and I've seen Adam at his worst.
Yeah.
Like more than once. And
Yeah.
like, you were really bad as
Yeah.
well, man. You were.
I
Like,
mean, I had no choice. Like I had my kidneys had crapped out twice,
Wow.
and it was just like, you know, the definition of addiction is something that you know is bad for you, but you can't stop doing it. You know,
Right.
and that was me with alcohol. I tried so many times, and honestly, to get it done, I had to move across country.
Wow.
I had to leave every trigger, everything that would have set me off, and leave it in the rear view. And that
yeah, there was almost like when you and your girlfriend moved here. I think she moved back to New York because she couldn't drink and she had to drink and drive. She didn't want.
yeah,
to
she couldn't indulge her drinking habit and drive, so she decided to move back to New York. Where
because of that.
Wow.
But Adam was like blackout drunk,
Yeah,
flying
bad
face down
thing.
at
Yeah, bad
places.
Scott,
That's-
let's drag Scott into this. Scott's had his dark times too.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
very, very, very,
Yeah.
very true.
Like blackout
but
drunk, like
if
just blackout, right?
I will say this, the fact that Scott was the last person I got drunk with is something I am really happy about.
Wow.
I feel
That's
like
fucking
it,
amazing.
nice.
it's
I
a
even know
perfect
that
out,
today,
perfect
man.
out.
I learned that today. I learned also that Scott
Great,
Vogel
great
from
way to go out.
Terry, yeah, fucking, he
Yeah.
beat the COVID. He's
beat
still
the-
dealing
he
with
beat
air
the
problems
Rona.
from it. So take it seriously. Like, you think you're immune? You think because we're singers and we travel and all this musician stuff, but it hits everybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Scary.
discriminate. Yeah.
Please be safe, everyone.
yeah.
And I'm
man.
glad you're good, Scott. I'm glad. One day we'll play shows. One day we'll play shows.
Yeah.
Sepultura,
Yeah,
H2O, Terry
man.
next year could
I'm
happen.
totally
What
down.
a bill that would be.
That would be a
fucking-
crazy
That'd be a
bill.
great bill.
That'd be a sick bill.
Let's do it.
I already said Fishbone's down, Sugar Ray's down. Everybody
Oh
in the
my
podcast
God.
so far, like, let's all play together.
It's a fest. We're
fest.
gonna have a fest.
Toby Fest.
Toby Fest.
All right, thanks for listening, guys, and thanks for tuning in. You can find these guys on social media. Derrick Green Official, Adam Blake 007, I Am Finally, Terra Hardcore. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
You got it all right.
Yeah, Highway to Health is that Instagram for that?
Yeah, man.
And support the bands by buying merch online, and a lot of people have been doing that for these past couple months. Like, really appreciate that. Supporting all the
Absolutely.
bands. That's the way you
Absolutely.
can do it.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Let's take this to the stairs.
It takes us to the
Let's
stairs.
take it to the
Thanks for listening,
stairs.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Much love, everyone.
Bye. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one. Just do mic checks, guys. Mic check.
Check. Yo, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coming through
mic
one,
check,
two.
mic check.
Yeah, I'm loud as shit.
Okay. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host Toby Morse. Today I have a special guest. This is their part 2s. Maybe one of them part 3. I'm not even sure. This is the hardcore roundtable, I guess you'd call that. Mr. Scott Vogel.
Yo.
Adam Blake.
Hello.
And Mr. Derrick Green.
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Great.
Well,
Can I
Fantastic.
hijack the podcast right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is for Derrick. Do petals float on water? Do petals
yeah.
float?
We got some outface represent.
That's Outface?
Yes,
I've been
that
wait-
is.
I've been
I
waiting
didn't even
to do
know
that.
that. Thank
I've been
you.
waiting.
No,
That was beautiful, man.
I used to have a white Outface shirt with the crazy, I don't know what you call it, the crazy
Right. Yeah.
logo here and here, and I wore it all the time.
Oh my God, I remember that. It was like some like Tibetan rising sun base, something
You had a
very
name with that
hippie-ish.
style. How's everybody doing? Everybody good?
Petals.
Wonderful.
Oh my God, so
Life's
good,
well.
Toby. You have no idea.
How one everything is?
How
you've been,
wonderful.
I'll go around the table. You've been busy with Derrick with he's dropped the song "Tainted Love," Sepultura cover song.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We did it for a TV series in Brazil. They wanted a song, and they wanted a cover song, and they wanted that specific song.
That's
so,
cool.
Tainted Love. And we did our version of it, like a Sepulturized Tainted Love. It's brutal and...
I
yeah.
listened to it. It's brutal.
But I'm a big fan of that music, from that time period. It's fantastic.
Is that like Tears for Fears or what's
Soft Cell.
Soft cell.
Okay.
You think he likes it? You think they heard it?
You know what? I should reach out to them and be like, yo, what do you think, man? How do you like my version?
Just punish him about it.
What's up now? Soft cell.
And then you guys have Sepultura Wednesdays.
Yeah, we have Sepultura Wednesdays, but it's every other Wednesday because it's a lot of work. Putting guests together, getting them to jam on one of your songs, and then doing a Q&A, where we mix it up and have different types of styles of Q&As. We had skaters one time. We had a Q&A about mental awareness. We had all sorts of interesting people from indigenous people, from Sea Shepherd, mixing it up. Not only metal and rock.
The reason why Derrick sounds so weird when he talks is because Derrick has
a lisp.
He doesn't have a lisp. He has braces on. He's working on his teeth game while he's off tour. Correct?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up because I never gave two shits about my teeth or anything like that. But then being on Zoom and seeing my face all the time, it's horrible. It makes you very self-conscious. And I was like, you know what? This grill is kind of busted. Maybe I can fix it up in this lockdown.
So that's something good that came out of COVID. You would fix your teeth.
Yeah, I guess.
And
They
be
weren't
more
really
creative.
broken. They were just like, I don't know. They became like my personality, having like very gapped teeth. But they were always healthy, so I can never really complain. But I don't know.
That's crazy, all because it's
Crazy, right? Yeah, fucking Zoom.
You gotta
Thanks,
have
Zoom.
You gotta have. I only have a phone, so anytime I do Zoom, it's on my phone, so
Ooh,
I can't
sorry.
see myself anyway.
That's-
So
You know what? I'm gonna do that from now on. It
You don't have a
totally makes
computer?
sense. You have a computer?
You don't have a computer?
I have a iPad, but it's like
Sick.
the tiny one.
Yeah.
And it's literally just what would you consider this? A house decoration? It just sits there. Anything I do on my phone.
Damn, it's small too. It's hard. I need glasses for that shit. Adam Blake, you looking healthy, looking wonderful.
Than's, brother.
You're
Feeling
back-
healthy and feeling quite
Been back
wonderful.
on the men for a long time since you got
Yeah, I'm
sick.
good. I'm good. My doctors have literally said that I am now normal.
And what's personal training?
I don't
like?
know about that.
Personal training, yeah, thanks. Personal training is good. I'm in the office. I'm working with people online and loving life.
How is it in the office? Like 6 feet apart type shit? Or?
Yeah, for sure, man. And usually masks.
Okay.
Masks. Like some people, if they come in together, like they'll not. But yeah, you gotta keep it safe for the people.
It's hard to work out in a mask.
When I work out, I'm in the gym by myself, so I don't work
Yeah,
out in a
that's
mask.
true.
I'm sure it's hard for them, but
Yeah, I tried running with the mask. It's super
yeah,
hard,
it's
man.
rough.
It's
hard
not
to do.
fun.
It's rough.
That shit sucks.
Yeah,
It sucks.
yeah.
But you got to do what you got to do.
But you gotta remember the big picture, right? The big picture is to prevent the spread of COVID. You can do
Yeah.
that by staying the hell away from close proximity to people. So
Yeah.
that's an option that you can do.
But life's good. You look good, Adam.
Oh, thanks, brother. You too.
Hair game on point.
You
I was
too,
saying
yeah,
to Josh James, you and Josh have the tie for like
Yeah.
best
And
hardcore hair.
I really do think like
David
it's
Wood, you
unfair
said.
to not bring David Wood into the
Okay.
conversation of
Hair-
just
hair
hardcore
game.
hair as well.
Hardcore
You
hair.
Good hair.
Yeah, I've become my own barber now. I literally
Sick.
cut my own hair. It's insane.
Looks good though, man.
I go in my garage. I'll do a 3 on top, and then I'll start putting attachments on, and not even looking in a mirror, and just go, and I'm like, I don't even want to know what this looks like.
Good though. So you became a barber on this lockdown, pretty much.
Sure.
So you guys just dropped "The World Be Free." It's coming out.
I think it's coming out anytime soon. That's literally been recorded for, I feel like, a year, 2 years.
How many songs?
5 brand new tracks.
Awesome. I love the first one, man.
Oh, so good.
Thank you.
Good, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
And then
I love the band, but it's very much of a headache. The result is always great, but getting there is really hard.
It's crazy because we talked on the last time you were on here. You talked about possible making a new "We'll Be Free." That was like a year ago. Yeah, it was a long time. Yeah. And then Cabal and Reaper just dropped. You guys did cover songs, "Zero Tolerance" and "Conviction."
Yes, sir.
That just came out today.
Yeah, a day or two ago. We just put. It's weird because Martine actually came up with for people that know me well, those are 2 of like my favorite bands that people really don't know about. They're like really, what's the right? I don't know the right word.
Underrated.
But unknown maybe.
Underdogs.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
So Martine had the idea. Let's do a Conviction cover. I was like, okay, cool. Because luckily with Terror, we have Nick Jett, who has a studio and a million microphones, and so we're able to do a lot of things. So me and Jordan and Chris aren't here, so we just did it with Martine playing guitar and bass and recorded it. And then after that, I was like, well, what are we going to do with just one song? So then I had the idea to do a Zero Tolerance cover, and then, of course, we did it with Kitzel because he's a super fan also, and we just put it out. It's a tape-only release, so
yeah, I saw that.
It's more like just fucking
Seen
fun.
a lot of those lately.
Tape only?
Cassette.
Yeah, somebody else did that recently too, right? Is that the new thing, or how do you play that shit?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna ask.
I think it's. I have like a boom box, so I can play it. But
I remember those.
It's not like I use it very much, but I think it's just a way of pressing something that is quick and cheap, because getting a record take like 6 months and it's pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So we just thought, like, I think we made like 200 tapes. So
cool, man.
It's really just.
We made tapes in a long time. I think maybe
we should make tapes.
Where the hell do you make tapes at?
I don't even know. It's got to be placed in.
I don't know, but I could find out.
And for those listening, Eric Rice, our first bass player, came from
Eric.
Zero Tolerance.
Hell yeah.
So
that's
the
right.
roots of, Zero
Buffalo
Tolerance.
represent.
With Zero Tolerance and H2O Collide was that.
Did you know that Eric and I played for a minute together in a band?
What's the band called?
It's called Overfiend. It was me,
Overfiend. I remember
Eric,
that name.
Charlie, and Sammy's.
Wow, nice.
yeah.
I didn't know
Heck of a
that.
lineup.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is there a demo or
Beers.
anything?
Name
Floating
brand
Not with
dudes
Eric
only.
playing on it, unfortunately.
That's
but,
pretty sick.
Yeah. Eric is the man.
around? And then Vogel has 10 years of Keepers of the Faith. You guys are doing a pop-up November 14th in Los Angeles. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bum out that it happened during this, because we obviously would have done some shows and probably a tour in Europe at least, or maybe in the U.S., because that's for Terror our biggest. Or
That's my favorite album. We toured with you guys on that album.
Yeah.
You
Couple of times.
You sang on it,
Oh, shit, that's right.
and
Surprise.
so that was like something that would have been a little very cool for the band, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna fucking complain. So the only thing we could think of is like selling some merch. So I'm hoping that people are so sick of not going to shows that getting in their car and driving to a merch tent would be the closest thing they can.
You're gonna do tapes?
Tapes too, yeah.
We did, yes,
Sick.
we did.
Oh, you made tapes? Keepers of the Faith tapes?
Yeah, and I don't want to like dog out Century Media too much, but Century Media has that record under contract. A lot of people know it as being on Reaper because he did the vinyl and that was the big push. But Century Media has it under contract, and they did the repress, and to not go down a negative path, it's been pretty much a mess. They released it in Europe already, and it's not coming out in the release date was a month ago, and it came out in Europe. So everyone that ordered it in Europe has it, but everyone in the US, they pushed it back 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So it's been this really not so organized thing, but we got them to we made tapes ourselves because we thought we were going to do this pop-up, and then they told us we're not going to have the records. And we're like,
shit.
so going back to, again, that you can make the tapes really fast.
Yeah.
And then they got us 50 records that we're going to make covers for. And it's kind of a headache, but I don't care. Whatever. It's going to be fun.
I think bands can just can you license your own record somehow and from the originators and put out yourself?
Well, I hit up Gitter and said that we wanted to do this ourselves, and as a businessman, he knew that that record would sell because it's been out of press and vinyl for years.
Yeah, you guys could kill vinyl on that.
So he just said, "No, we're gonna do it," and that's his right. We signed a contract, but it's been kind of a mess. But I don't care. I don't want to harp on that.
It's like vinyl's gets backed up.
It is.
Like I remember, like you had genres like hardcore that were like very vinyl driven, and then Record Store Day happened, and it kind of threw everything off.
People talk about that.
Every single major artist, all of a sudden, that hadn't done vinyl in like 10 years, was looking to make records.
Was it most like
really gummed up the
label
works
thing originally? And then
I think so. Yeah, I think
from
from what I gathered, Record Store Day was kind of what knocked it all off track, and everybody started making vinyl from Metallica on down. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
I think a lot of metal bands just never stopped making vinyl because a lot of that scene, like people were very much into
underground music. It was
Yeah.
always there, but it was like everybody else started to feel like they had to put out a piece of vinyl for Record Store
They
Day.
should, man. Vinyl
I think
is
so.
Incredible.
I think so. It was dead, man. It was pretty much dead for a long time. I remember we were on tour with The Used, and we had a copy of our Go album, and some kids like, "Yo, how much for the mouse pad?"
Yeah, we've been asked for the calendar.
Wow.
Calendar.
Oh,
calendar.
Calendar.
Does Sepultura do a lot of vinyl too?
Yeah, we've done vinyl for every release that we've ever done.
I had it.
You did?
As a kid.
Which one?
I
had
the remains.
cassettes.
Bought it on vinyl.
Wow.
I had Beneath the Remains on cassette.
You guys are
I had all
old
that
school.
shit because I worked at Roadrunner Records.
I had a tape.
Oh, yeah. I think I may have had the tape too.
Yo, I worked all those records at Roadrunner.
That's right. They were.
I worked in the mill with Todd Friend.
I worked in the mailroom.
You did a Roadrunner
Yeah,
too?
we
I
did shelter.
work in the mailroom.
Shit, everybody went through Roadrunner.
That
I was able to eat.
that room was packed with stuff I had no idea even existed. Like Nickelback was back there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like before they blew up. I was like, "What's this Nickelback band? And why are
they
they on
on Roadrunner?
Roadrunner?" Yeah, it was like in this Roadrunner thing.
I
Yeah,
didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, it's like you would get a copy for yourself, and you get a copy
Right.
for Generation Records, and you
Yeah, man. Those are the days of fucking slanging.
a lot of food on the table from that.
So how's everybody's mental right now as far as like what I talked about yesterday with Josh is that I figured out a way to kind of push music to the side and focus on the now and the podcast and your health and living and all that and not worrying about shows because we have no control over that. So how has everybody's been thinking about music moving forward? Are you guys stressed out? Are you worried about it?
Well,
Do you not
honestly,
care?
I know you and I were speaking about this. Like
Yeah.
we've come to the point of like rather than trying to push it, because we were of course like the idea of like, wow, we could maybe do like four shows at a quarter full venue. Just to kind of get
Sounds
out.
great.
Now we're at the point where look, if it's not going to be what it was, we're going to wait. Like the kind of music we play, it has to be skin to skin, body to body, kids climbing on top of each other and jumping on each other. And if it's not going to be that, then it's not worth it. Not worth it for us yet.
Yeah.
We're going to wait for that.
You feel the same way, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, I could talk a lot right now. Like, I'm in no rush to play a show.
Yeah.
I agree with Adam. Like a terror show or an H2O show with like a quarter full venue where people are spread out, maybe better than nothing, but or it almost might be worse than nothing. You know. Mm-hmm. But we all know too. We've all played shows with huge barricades, so you can create a cool energy with your music, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Good point.
I am not missing traveling at all.
Me either, man.
Nope. I'm not missing touring. I would love to go to an I would love to go to an H2O show tonight, but I don't need it. I'm still not at that point where I need a terror show right now.
You'd rather go to one than play one.
Yeah, just to hang out and see people and feel that energy, but man. I'm still not at that point where like I have to get up on stage and rip through a terror set.
And who's gonna be the first to do it, and who's gonna know when to do it? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna go back to kids putting on house shows, and you have to know someone to get invited. Yeah, exactly, like below the radar shit.
What about the cars? Like pull up in a car and
I don't know if the cars are playing anytime soon.
Not the cars, but
oh.
but people beeping horns by clapping, and bands are doing that now. Where cars pull up and the band's on the stage, and
I think it
5
depends
people
on
per
the
car.
band, right? Like I think for bands like us, it doesn't make much sense.
Right.
I think if
Yeah.
you're like I don't know, like a Backstreet Boys or something, maybe you pull it off.
Yeah, that's true. I think it depends on the band. You can do stuff like that, drive-in and the whole like park club filled. But I feel the same way. I don't want to play unless it's 100%. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, you're also going to water down your comeback, right? Like if you do,
Right.
if you kind of come back as everything kind of slowly starts to return to normal, when things get back to normal, it's not going to feel like anything amazing. But if you wait it out, that first show, when you can look
Yeah.
out and you can see a packed club,
So sick,
and
man.
you can have kids jumping on stage and grabbing the mic, and it's going to be the greatest feeling in the world, and it's worth waiting for that.
I don't know if any of you guys watch sports right now, but it's definitely really strange. So that's what I equated to, like a show like that, like something like maybe basketball where it's really fast moving and you don't notice it much is a little bit less, but like watching baseball is so weird without a crowd,
Yeah.
and like watching boxing, like someone knocks someone out and no one cheers. It's just
Wow.
like, it's
Wow,
so
yeah.
weird.
I've seen that yet.
I
That's
haven't
crazy.
watched anything
It's
yet.
weird, and they have like fake crowd
Yeah, I did
noises
see
and
that,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, I guess I get it, and
Yeah.
it is better than nothing, I guess, but it's still like really bizarre.
It feels like arts and music is at the lowest of the bottom of the totem pole, and nobody's really talking about it at all. Like we're the last ones that people really checking for. And it kind of sucks because I know music helps so many people in so many different ways. It heals them and shit, like. And I get like Disneyland. They want Disneyland to open because that's America's happy place, and people feel happy and their hearts feel with joy when they go there. But I feel the same way about going to a show.
That's
You know,
true.
but that's a big multi-million-dollar business, so I get it. It's not like
No, but it is, humans are social animals. Like
Yeah.
we do well when we get close to each other and we spend time around each other, and that's the hardest thing with COVID. Like those opportunities to do that, like they're very few and far between, if any.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like you ever took your career for granted, being locked down for 9 months now?
Oh fuck yeah.
You?
Yeah, I mean, I like Scott was saying, I don't miss traveling, like the actual going to an airport, sitting there for hours, doing
Yeah.
the check-in, bags, all that.
Oh, yeah,
I
anxiety.
hate that.
I hate it too.
It's the worst part, and I don't miss that. But I would love to see a show as well. I'd love,
But not feel the responsibility to have to play one right now, you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm looking forward to it, but it really brings out a lot of other things, being in this lockdown. And I think it's great if you can get together with like a small group of friends that, are in your proximity that you can
Like-minded.
see like-minded and really hang out with that small core people can really alleviate that tension that you have of anxiety that builds up from not seeing a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you have a small group and they're a great group, then you can roll with them throughout this whole lockout or lockdown or
Yeah.
whatever. And stay safe. If you know those people, you know where they're going, and kind of keep in that way, keeping your sanity, because going out into big public venues and things like that is just kind of killing the whole thing. It's like going back again, lockdown, because everyone's all,
Yeah.
you know,
I saw Germany's on lockdown starting Monday, complete lockdown. Everything's closed again.
right. I mean, I know it sucks.
One
but,
step forward, 2 steps back. But it's
what
true,
do
though.
It's really, you got to really think about other people that are around you. It's not about just you. It's about keeping other people as well safe, and it's very real. It's happening. There's people that we know within the industry that have almost died, are still suffering, who have recovered. It exists. It's very real, and until it touches you, it seems oblivious. Like you're like, oh, this doesn't exist, but it's there. You can't see it
Yeah.
or anything, and that's what makes it so difficult for people to get their head around. Like, is this really happening? And all these weird conspiracies come out of that.
Yeah.
Not knowing, and things that are out of your control. Things are just so huge. It's just impossible to imagine, but those things do happen in life.
Yeah. It's a really good point, actually. It's. I feel like we're being forced to like read up and watch things and both sides and facts and fake news and conspiracies, all that's in your face all day long, every single day.
It's good to pay attention to what's going on and not, really do your research, really don't take everything at face value. You know, it's.
Were you scared of getting it on with your condition?
Nah, not at all. I mean, like, I'm relatively low risk, and the medication that I'm on for my condition, PNH, is actually somewhat protective against the worst aspects of COVID. So the damage to the lungs from COVID is from your body's own complement proteins overreacting. The medication I'm on is a complement protein inhibitor, so my complement proteins actually won't do anything if I get COVID. The downside to that is I have zero natural immunity to meningitis. So if I run into someone with meningitis, it's a wrap. Wow. You know, it's a trip to the hospital. It's a problem. Yeah.
You've heard that, people. Anyone with meningitis, stay away from Adam.
Yeah, if you have meningitis, please
back off.
Please
back
stay away.
off.
So not so much, but my biggest fear is getting it and giving it to someone that is high risk. So that's kind of my main motivation for, you know, doing all the right things in the right way.
Yeah. How about you, Scott?
Well, I heard you say, I was listening to your podcast with the guy from Sugar Ray yesterday.
McGrath. What up, Mark?
And you said the only people you know that had it was someone in New York City?
Yeah.
Well, I had it really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. You have the antibodies?
Yeah. Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, give me your blood.
Mark McGrath Mark had it too as well. Wow, dude. Tell us.
Yeah, I talked about this on like a few podcasts.
Well, not this one. So let's go.
All right, here's
Scott Vogel survivor.
So
Woo!
I wanted to say that what Derrick was saying, I'm so antisocial that not seeing people doesn't affect me at all. I'm like,
so you're loving this shit.
I don't really. I mean, the only
You've always been a homebody.
Yeah, the only things that I like every day, I take a walk in the morning, I take a bike ride, so I'm not like a shut-in, but I think Terror tours so much that for 20 years, I think it's just made me this. When I can have my own time, I'll take it. So that still, it hasn't affected me. So still, I'm cool with staying away from people.
Yeah.
But how did the bug feel?
Let me tell you, because it's crazy, and we're talking 6 months later, and I'm still fucked up from it.
Wow.
So March, let's say all these dates are a little fuzzy.
It's okay.
March 1st, Terror did a tour on the East Coast. Terror, Kubla Khan, Magnitude, and Restraining Order.
Okay.
That was like a 2-week tour on the East Coast, grimy little clubs. This is when COVID started really heating up.
Okay.
We're all making jokes like, I'm going to get it. I got it.
Wow.
But we got through the tour. The last show was in Cincinnati. The last weekend was like somewhere Cleveland, Cincinnati. We heard those 3 shows were going to get canceled. They didn't. They happened. The morning after the last show in Cincinnati, I got my own hotel room and flew home. That morning I woke up and had like a congestion in my... And of course, in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe I have it. But, you know, on tour, I don't know about you guys, but I always get sick on tour. Like pretty, you know, like a cold. I flew home. Let's say from March 14th to April 1st, I was the sickest I've ever been in my life. I slept on the couch. It never went into my lungs. It was all in my sinuses.
Wow.
And I had like a really bad...
sinus infection?
Like headache.
Okay.
And I was weak. I had a fever. I had diarrhea.
Wow.
Towards the end of this, you know, usually you get a flu and like 4 days later you're okay. So I'm telling my girlfriend, I got it. I'm dying. I got it. I'm dying. And I felt horrible.
Body aches, all that shit.
It was bad. And I told her I was going to go to the emergency room. I got a coat. I put my charger, my phone. I was going to go to the emergency room, and then I just changed my mind. Oh, the reason I was going to do that is because this is the biggest problem. My left ear plugged up.
I remember you telling me that.
So my left ear plugged up, and that was like, it felt crazy. So I was going to go to the emergency room, and instead I did a urgent care, like FaceTime appointment, a tele something. So I called the doctor, told him all this. He gave me like oral steroids and an antibiotic. And as soon as I started taking that, I felt better within a week. So I don't know if it was the timing of 2 weeks or what he gave me.
Yeah.
It went away, and I started to feel better, and I was like, fuck it. Whatever that was, I'm better. So the whole month of April felt great. May 1st, let's say, my ear came back. Called the same doctor, gave me the same thing. It went away. Let's say another month later, it came back. He was like, now this is a real problem. You need to go to ear. Everything else about me feels fine. But the thing is, when your ear is plugged up, you feel a little dizzy.
Yeah.
So
like water in the ear. It's like,
so you're a little bit off. So
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
and that third time, so let's say June 1st, my ear is still plugged. I've gone to, I don't know. So, and also I've taken, I have antibodies. So I definitely had it. I get the antibody. I'm doing it again on Sunday. I get it like every 3 weeks just because I want to know that I still have them.
Wow.
But so the first ear, nose, and throat doctor I went to did a surgery where they straightened my septum. I
remember that shit.
They do this balloon dilation where through your nose they put this device and it like pushes open your sinuses. It was fucking brutal, and it didn't fix my ear. Then they put a fucking tube in my eardrum, so they punctured a little little hole in my eardrum and put a tube so like air could regulate.
Yeah.
And none of this shit has worked. And I'm now going to a place in LA called the House Clinic, which is supposed to be the greatest ear place in the world.
So you're still fucked.
Yeah, I've taken every test, and they're just like, we don't know. Like
man.
either
Holy shit.
it's nerve like the inflammation fucked with my nerves, and like
And that's from COVID.
I mean, it all happened from it. And so my ear has been plugged for 6 months.
Dude,
I've gone through surgeries. So anyone out there that is not being safe, I would urge you to listen to what I just said. I'm 47, so I'm a little bit older. I have a gut, so I'm not perfectly in health. But I've also toured for 20 years and been in the dirtiest places and got every flu and fought through everything. And this thing fucked me up. It was definitely the sickest I've ever been. And I just worry. That's why for me, I'm not, great. I have antibodies. Does that mean I'm 100% bulletproof? I'm not going to take that chance. And once they go away, I'm not willing to get it again and fuck my other ear up.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, it's a super clear-cut answer. I'm not going near anyone. I'm not fucking going and playing any show.
Wow.
Because if I lose my other ear,
it's fucked, man.
right? So
You lost your sense of smell and taste as well? No.
I didn't. I don't think
That's a
I
big
did.
one. Wow,
crazy,
man.
yeah.
This is fucking broke
I
it down,
have a
bro.
confession. I think that I had it as well, but
Get the test, bro.
I am gonna have to get the test because I'm curious because I'm certain that my girl had it.
And your girl didn't get it, though, right?
No.
Interesting.
I was so scared that I just tried my best to stay the fuck away from her. And
awesome.
She was telling me, oh, you're crazy. You don't have it. You don't have it. And I didn't want to say, yes, I do.
Did you get the nose swab, the first one?
When I got the surgery for my ear, I had to get a nose swab. So when I had COVID, I couldn't get a test. You couldn't get one.
Back then.
But to get the surgery, you have to get the test. Excuse me, because the doctors want to make sure you don't have it. And I got the nose swab, and that shit was brutal.
I heard. I want to get the mouth.
I had the nose swab.
You did that too?
Yeah, I've had 3 tests so far.
I've had 4 tests because my son's super paranoid. Derrick had none, actually.
Yeah, I have
You
none.
get one, bro.
I was in Brazil when everything was like kind of slowly happening. So in Brazil and America, total denial was going on in the very beginning of January, February, total denial. People were joking, like, oh, COVID and everything. But what was happening in Brazil as it was spreading and nobody knowing about it because they had leaders that were really taking it seriously, and this is a fact, it was being spread all over, and there was carnival going on. So my girl came to Brazil from Belarus, stopping in Germany for 6 or 7 hours in the
Here we
airport.
go.
That's where I believe she got it. Came to Brazil, was sick a day after the trip, all the symptoms of like fever. COVID wasn't really like talked about so much in Brazil. Like I said, it was like kind of laid to the side, like flu, like not
Until
so.
the
crazy.
president got it there.
Yeah, much later.
Yeah.
But then he was already like, it's a joke. It's just, it's not common day flu. And so my girl was sick in bed, not moving, pain, sweating tremendously, like super fever. And I was like, okay, getting all this medication, nothing working for 4 days, and I was starting to get worried. I was like, wow, she lost her taste, everything. She's like, this is weird, and I started to feel a little bit weird, and I was going to the gym.
You didn't stop going, right?
No, I was like, the stairs are really hard today. Like, I'm trying to do the stairs. It's really hard to get that air. But I didn't have the symptoms of hers, like fever and sweating or headache. But then I started to lose my taste.
You had that shit.
And then I was like, this is weird. My stomach was weird. My appetite was really off. And I never get sick. So this was really bizarre to me. I was like, this is bizarre. Like, I never get sick on tour or 20 years of traveling or anything.
Me either, man. I'm good with that.
Never.
I always get sick on
common cold, nothing. So I was like, this is weird. But I wasn't as bad as she was. She started to feel better, and I was like, oh, my God, finally. By then, we had already been isolating ourselves just because I was taking care of her.
Yeah.
Carnival was going on. People were, like, in the street, just like, ah! It's like a huge COVID party, people, like, proximity, like, right next to each other, drinking, getting completely wasted for a week, floating in it, every day people partying. So imagine that's being passed around. Like you were saying, you were coming back from somewhere, and just imagine all the people, you came in contact with possibly could have passed it to them, which was what was happening in the U.S. Everyone was getting it, not even knowing it. It was the same was happening in Brazil, but on a huge scale.
Yeah.
And then, it was time to leave. I was like, okay, they're closing everything, and it started becoming more serious. And I came back to the U.S. and everything was in lockdown. It was like a movie, people in suits, hazmat suits at the airport. And I was like, oh my God, like this is some real.
And now I feel bad, Derrick, because he hasn't seen his son or your lady in like months, right?
Yeah, that was the last time.
Crazy,
that was
man.
in mid-March, and it's just been like impossible to go anywhere or do anything. But I was really, it's frightening, when you have people when you don't know what's really going on and you don't have the proper information. And I really feel that was such a big ball drop of our country being so far behind in testing and tracing and all that. It was just like completely not prepared at all.
The documentary that's out right now is crazy. What's that doc called? On Netflix. It's really crazy, man. I told you about it, right?
Yeah, you say
it's a timeline from the Wuhan doctor to the Seattle doctor, and the time in between with not the proper stuff. And it's this ruins my whole theory that I had a conversation. I'm not gonna say his name. Somebody from our world said he thinks that people in hardcore and punk bands were immune to this because we traveled and played CBs, just all this shit traveling.
That's not true. I mean,
shitty venues sharing mic because we collect germs. Like we put the mic out.
Yeah, we're some germy people. Yeah.
So you getting it ruins the whole theory of that.
Well, I know.
We're not invincible.
Along with a bunch of other bands like Death Angel, like the drummer almost died. They were on tour together, and Exodus, I think they were on tour as well. And
Gary Holt had
Gary
it?
had,
Yeah.
and
Shout out to Gary
Testament
Holt.
guys, like half of the crew.
I know another member of Terror that had it. I don't want to really put their business out there.
Yeah.
I know a very popular hardcore band from the U.S. that several members of the band had it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I know.
So if they've been through it, they're good. They've been through it as well.
Nick. Sorry.
Oh, shit. All right, let's take it off that note. Okay, so let's talk some positive shit. So what do you think, besides, I know, Derrick, you started cooking on this thing. You started learning how to cook on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew how to cook, but I just started cooking
But you're really
more.
focusing on it.
Yeah, I mean, just being at home, and I was like, you know what? Everything is closed, and it was fantastic. Getting back into that, recipes and everything was a lot of fun. Like really, for me, it was I felt healthier.
What's your dish?
Well, there's a few different dishes that I was.
His lentil soup's banging.
That is definitely
Banging lentil
that has
soup.
to be it. Thank you, Toby. The soup, red lentil soup, which is all vegetables, and it takes a while to do the preparation, but when it's done, it lasts for like a week. Put it in your refrigerator, heat it up, and it's even better. It's better
really
when
hearty.
it's sitting there. So it's like
Hearty, I like that word.
hearty is right.
Yeah.
It's like potatoes and sweet potatoes and lentils and just all natural, just real goodness. And I gave you a few samples of
Yeah,
that.
it was great. And then also, you were part of the big trend. Was all over social media. Everybody's making banana bread. Everybody's making banana bread during
It's
this
like banana
lockdown.
bread was like I can
Everybody
make that with
makes
my
banana bread
eyes
now and
closed.
shit.
Banana bread, banana pancakes, muffins, then like cakes, and then I moved on to other like pasta recipes using different types of pasta, then posting and taking photos and everything. So
What about you, Blake? Anything new that you learned about yourself in the lockdown that you'd never done before?
Anything new that I've learned about myself in lockdown? No, not really. Just because I'm similar to Scott. I'm very much a homebody when I'm not on tour, so I'm just kind of life rolls on. I mean, I'm good with the small stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Staying home.
Is there
hanging out with
any,
my
is there
wife
any
on
new
the
muscle you worked on?
I've always new muscles. Always new muscles. Always new
I'm
muscles.
saying.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a new
so
workout thing?
actually currently I'm trying to put on muscle because I'm a bit scrawny. I lost like a lot of weight when I went through the P&H thing back in November, and I'm trying to get that back. So one of the best things, thank you. One of the best things you can do as you get in that kind of 40 to 50 range is dedicate a little bit of time every year or two to just put it on muscle, because you're going to be losing it because of aging, and do your best to just kind of keep as much as you have for as long as possible.
Yeah, what is your secret? You're 46 now, and you fucking looks.
Honestly, my secret is starting late.
Okay.
Like I didn't like I was a real.
There's still hope for me.
Yeah, for sure. I was a real mess until like late 30s, and
Okay.
then I got my shit together, and so I never really broke myself down as a young person. I was never an athlete. So coming to it late and having that kind of maturity about it, like never trying to impress anybody else, just kind of do my thing, but do it consistently over the long haul. It's worked out great for me.
You just celebrate 10 years sobriety?
10 years sobriety. No, funnily enough,
I knew that where this was
September 6th,
going.
Scott was the last guy I got drunk with.
Are you fucking serious? I thought I was tall in Japan.
No, I got. We were on tour with.
that cocaine?
We
No,
were
I'm
on
just
tour
kidding.
with Tall in Japan, and we got hammered. But when the night I got back to New York, Scott was in town, and we went out and we did. I believe we referred to it as a Bloody Mary massacre, and we went to dive bars, the grimiest dive bars.
real?
Just getting
Man.
the places you don't get Bloody Marys.
Right.
We went to all those places and just hammered Bloody Marys for the
That was the
entire
last time
night.
you drank?
That was the last time I drank.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I
Scott.
wish that was the last time I drank. Something I was thinking, which reminded me, I wonder if I was so sick from COVID because I was on tour and your immune. I don't know if this is medically correct,
right.
but I wonder if my immune system was already down so low.
100%, dude.
Definitely.
And then when it got into my system, it just beat me
Gotcha.
up.
Yeah.
So look at like the
Shitty sleep
Look at
eating.
Yes.
like bad sleep's going to compromise your immune system. Poor nutrition is going to compromise your immune system. That's tour.
Yeah.
Bad food, no sleep.
And top of that with alcohol.
So in-
Forget about it.
In theory, if I got it right now, I would have fought it off better because my immune system.
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
No,
I mean
'cause
maybe.
he's raw rested.
Yeah,
He's,
maybe he would have had. He would have been set up better for
I
sure.
think so.
Absolutely.
That's fucking crazy.
That's
But it
good.
sounds like that
Yeah.
ear thing is just.
Yeah.
That's just a weird thing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but some people having different effects from this too. There's different
That's
weird
true.
side effects that
A lot
last
of people have
longer
different
than
effects.
they're supposed to.
Yeah, that's what the Sugar Ray guy was saying. His doctor said.
Yeah, Mark.
Every single person, like, because I've gone to so many ear doctors and ear specialists, and they're not saying like a lot of people have this ear problem, but I know for me it was all in my sinuses. My ear at the end of it got plugged, so it has to be a result of that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I knew you had
Fuck
that.
this world.
Is there like a stress for any of you guys that we play music so much? Obviously, we do other things, but not that we didn't have Plan Bs in our lives, but music is our life, and obviously we have other hustles. But to be stopped right now for this long, is it scary about the future for anybody? You, Scott, or anybody in here? About not play, like the thought maybe we never play music again. Does that cross your mind? Like it might not happen.
No, we
again?
will always play music, Toby.
But I'm just saying
Always.
having no control, because this is the first time we've all of our friends have all been affected, and we can't play music. There's been so many things this whole world's been through, but this is the one that everybody's fucking loud, and we're the main ones, not the main ones, but we're the last ones to know it's going to happen.
I think it's just temporary. It's
Yeah.
really, honestly, I mean, things are going to change. There was pandemics that existed before this one, and the world has survived, and people have survived and moved on and moved forward. The more we know about what's going on with this pandemic and this virus and everything, we're learning, and we can change. Things are going to change. They're changing every day. So,
but do you think music will be normal again? People can be on stage?
I think it will be different. It won't be the same. I think everything, will be a little bit different.
There will never be a social distance in a pit at a show.
I don't know. I mean, social distancing, for now, that's a reality, but I don't think it will always be that way. I just think, people are going to move forward in a different way, and it will get back to some type of sanity. I'm very optimistic about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Adam said a good thing, like we talked about earlier, like, yeah, we go on tour. Once we get there, it's hard leaving your families. You're on that fucking flight, customs, and you get there, and you're sitting in the backstage, and it's like shitty catering, and it smells like shit, and it's hot in there.
Jesus.
Me and Adam always talk about that. That's
great.
what me and Adam kind of lose our minds, and Adam's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go on a fucking 30-mile walk. And then, like, you come back, and then you play your show, but...
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, it's like I would give anything to be in a shitty backstage.
But there's a few factors in play, right? You've got the internal game, which is like one of the things that makes life interesting, or home life interesting, is that you do get to go away and come back to it. So you kind of get this like freshen up. So there's a certain amount of, for want of a better word, deep work you've had to do to kind of deal with that.
That's what kept my marriage going. Me leaving and coming back.
That essentially, like, now you don't have that like letting the steam out, so to speak. The second thing that could happen is obviously some venues aren't going to survive this.
Yeah, man.
And then what you're going to have is when they do say, everyone back, we can go, the amount of bands that are going to be trying to squeeze in to the venues that remain, you might be ready to tour, but you might not be able to get a tour booked.
That's facts.
For for quite a long period of time.
Next year could be a wrap too, 2021, for all the bands trying to play.
Well,
shows
that's
it's very possible.
Very possible. I mean, especially when, people haven't talked about insurance as well.
Yeah.
I want this Terror Wisdom H2O tour to happen in Europe, man. April. That was a fantasy.
And that would have been amazing.
Putting the juju out there in the world. We've been talking about it, man.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick. But we have no control over that.
And it's different for like a band like, say, like a Coldplay. Coldplay can play to a 25 capacity filled room and make it work. Like,
I would see them in the car.
But the economic realities of being in a hardcore band, you can't do a tour of 25% full rooms.
Can't.
Even though we haven't.
We don't want to.
We have, but we didn't want to. You know what I mean? And actually make it work from both the band and the promoter standpoint. So there's a lot of things that have to come together before we'll all be back out living like we used to.
Insurance.
That's
one thing. That's the biggest thing. These clubs aren't going to be doing anything unless they're able to get insured. Yeah. And a lot of insurance companies don't know how to go about that. So... Yeah, it's going to be...
And really, it looks like the only way through this, ultimately, is some kind of, like, global vaccination. And then you have a bunch of people that just are just, like, all sketched out about that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like, shoot it in my ear right now.
Yeah.
Like a mandatory one to fly and travel or something.
Yeah, like you'll have your card. Like, I'm good, I got vaccinated. I can go anywhere I want now.
Mm-hmm.
One thought... Here's two different thoughts that I have. Part of this is... I'm super... organized lists.
You do all this.
I gotta do this today. I gotta do this in my life. I gotta do this for the band. Terror has to do this. That's all been wiped out, which is a positive thing for me. I still do my daily things, but all the plans I had are eliminated, which is somewhat a good thing for someone as...
Are you OCD?
I'm just... extremely organized, but that's the way I get everything done, but it's also very unhealthy, I think. So this whole thing has taught me that, like Vitalo, Terror's manager, I'm always, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do that, we got to do this. That's all out the window, which is super healthy for me. And your question about will we ever play music again? Like, we're all pretty fucking old and have been doing this for so long. And I think I've kind of sometimes said, I fucking hate touring. I fucking hate doing this, but I'm going to just keep doing this because this is all I have and I'm going to keep going. Somehow I'm not like God person, but somehow I've kind of stepped back and said, whatever comes my way, if this is like something that makes my whole life pivot and I have to go in a different direction, then I just have to do that.
Wow.
So,
I love that.
There's been times when my back was so fucked up, I'm like, I'm never going to play a show again. What the hell am I going to do? But somehow I get through it and still play shows. So right now I'm just the only thing that sucks is I've saved money for when I'm too old to play shows and I'm burning through it. So that's
Yeah.
kind of scary. But
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in my life that we are also. I'm not embarrassed to say, got unemployment. I'm 50 years old. I never had unemployment my entire life. You know what I mean?
it was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
all
it
of
was
us,
the same.
it was really helpful, man. It was. I never took it my whole life, and yeah, it was really helpful.
I actually did at one point take it before when I got fired from Fat Farm.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got fired and I got unemployment and I got actually Russell took care of me. Like after I got fired, I got like a lot of money back pay from not taking vacation for 2 years.
Oh shit.
And
Damn.
so that helped. But yeah, I mean, we pay a lot in taxes and stuff like that. And I don't feel too bad because I paid so, for 20 years of like putting in.
Yeah.
It's supposed to work that way. This is a time that we definitely need and it's helped.
But you guys were told you couldn't work. It wasn't a choice anybody made.
Yeah.
It's like you can't go on tour. So
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and we still can't. So
Yeah.
we keep filling those things out every week, whatever. Like, any work coming up or anything like that? But
you know when it comes to music, kind of the way that, and I thought about this the other day. It's like if I don't get to play music again, it'll be sad, but I'm going to be always grateful that I got to do it. You know what I mean? That I'm grateful that it was a big part of my life. And if it doesn't come back, and once again, that would be sad. But fuck, man, we've got to do some pretty incredible stuff.
if it doesn't come
Absolutely.
back for you, that means it doesn't come back for the whole world. Then there's no.
Well, yeah, of course.
The whole
But
world's
it depends
gonna
how
be
long. I mean, it depends how long this thing lasts,
Yeah.
right? I mean, and what it looks like when it comes back. Because like we're saying, like some bands, certain kinds of music, they can do a quarter full venue with everyone sitting at tables and chairs, and it would be a really good show. For our kind of music, that's just fucking weird.
a good
It just
point,
doesn't make sense.
Like drive-through shows can work for certain bands.
Yeah,
you're right.
certain
for
kinds
sure.
of music, it's actually really, really good.
Take your wife in a car, go see Adele or something.
Yeah.
Be sick or
But
whatever.
what we do, the very nature of what we do is that the band and the audience are doing it together
I know.
as one. And and if you can't have that, then that's like, then you don't have hardcore, really. If it's like we're
That
on
is
stage
true.
and you're sitting at chairs in your little pens just watching us, it's dead weird.
You want to feel really sick real quick, Toby?
Sure.
Think about your microphone at a
Oh my
2-week
God.
tour. Just think about every germ coming in and out of that.
You wipe it off every night?
Apparently not enough.
Because Rusty has these wipes every night, wipes it off, and like.
so
Oh,
gross.
yeah.
So yeah, we're
though.
germ. We pretty much just
You have your
collect
own
germs.
mic,
The
though,
blood
right, guys?
stains.
You don't.
Yeah.
You bring your own mics, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. People still spitting on it and
Still.
fucking.
That's the
nice.
real
spitting on
that's the
your
real
mic?
Give my
blood,
mic
sweat,
in
and
the
tears
crowd.
I
of
am not giving
hardcore
my
right there.
microphone to anybody.
I'll give mine to anybody.
Yeah, we give
Oh,
you
yeah,
this
right,
thing.
right, okay.
Yo, chill, but we
Yeah.
do this out every night, bro.
I know. That's. I mean, we.
You're in a bigger band on big stage with
But
barricades.
the barricade
mix,
things,
bro.
I had to get used to the barricade thing because I was coming from like the hardcore punk
I
scene.
know.
I was like,
I know.
"What's up with these barricade guys? We got to get rid of them." They're like, "We had somebody die at our show," and I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
barricades." It was like really a long time ago that it happened with them, and just can't really take the chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely, even without a barricade, I don't know if I'm giving anyone my microphone though.
Yeah, it's gonna be different.
The downfall of life.
Yeah.
Here's another thought of mine, which is going against a lot of the things I said because I'm not trying to play a show until it's safe.
Totally.
But I think one thing I'm thankful about Terror is we're still, after 20 years, willing to fucking play anywhere. So if the law is this venue won't do this and needs insurance, we'll fucking play in someone's fucking basement.
Yeah.
Drop of the dime or a
Sure.
VFW hall or, some squat in Europe or something like that. So that's one hopeful thing, but I'm not doing that till it's safe. So we'll see if those two things ever
And that's
line
like,
up.
who's going to be the test? Who's the first band they're going to throw out there to test the water?
I'm sure there'll be a lot of bands that'll
Yeah.
be able to.
Yeah.
I look at like the
It's like,
touring, like taking the vaccine.
I was gonna say
I'm
that.
not going to be the first on the line.
yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? I want to be kind of in the middle, early middle, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of like
I
buying
agree
the,
on
the
that.
new iPhone. You're not. I don't want to be the guy that buys the first
see
one.
some reviews.
Yeah, I want to
Exactly.
get the reviews and then they'll do the tweaks and then I'll go back on the.
Exactly.
Rob from Born from Pain told me they played some shows in Europe recently, like within the last couple months.
Really?
That's insane.
It's a regular show?
Open air in like not a main country like Germany or something. I can't remember. Maybe Czech.
I think Czech Republic
maybe.
probably. Look.
And he said the show went good. No one got sick. It was open air, but it was also restricted. But he said they took a lot of shit online from kids being like, "This is mad irresponsible."
Yeah.
So
that's the tricky part, man.
Yep.
Like,
it's really tricky too because like my girlfriend's business, it was like I guess you would call it a high-end boutique. Obviously, they told her they were closing, and she got unemployment. And long story short, this family that has opened this business and lived off this business for years that have a child, they lost their business. They lost the building. It no longer exists. So sometimes it's hard for me to tell people you're a fucking asshole for going to work and opening your business, because if you can't feed your child, what do you do? But then I feel my ear pressure for 6 months later, and I'm like, it's not worth it. So it's like this mind fuck. Like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Have you looked up any COVID stuff that has to do with the ear? So it's not just
ton. I Google it all the time.
What happens to other people?
It is, but it's not like a
main symptom,
right? It's not something that comes up like all the time. So
that's a crazy after effect, man.
Yeah,
especially doing music and stuff. Your ears and shit. Your ears are fucked too, right?
Well, my hearing's fucked. Yeah. I did a hearing test and I thought she was kidding. She's like, "You hear this frequency? Burr." I'm like, "Yeah." She could hear this one. Burp. She's like, "How about this one?"
Nothing.
How about this one? I'm like, "She fucking with me?" Yeah. I lost like a whole bunch. I think it's from the cymbals primarily, like the high frequencies. From
Thanks,
the cymbals.
Todd. Friend.
Yeah. Thanks, TF. Appreciate it.
It is crazy that there's no retirement plan or 401k for what we do.
It's ridiculous. There should. I mean, I'm surprised somebody hasn't put something together for.
Shout out to
artists.
Music Cares though. Music Cares came through.
Music Care,
money for bands.
did come through. That's true.
Friends,
Early on, they did.
Stuff.
But I've always thought that there should be some type of organization that helps musicians, artists in retirement and helping them to have some type of comfortable retirement.
Noriega's podcast, Drink Champs. He often talks about there should be like, if you put so much time into hip hop, then you should get some sort of retirement plan, health insurance, and stuff like that. So
I agree, man.
Bring that over this way,
Nori. It's like a music union, everyone pays their dues, and in the end, it takes care of you. I mean, it would be something that could be put together. I don't see why not.
Maybe that's something you could talk to Music Cares about a different division of that.
Right.
Because they've been really helpful with a lot of people, like for rehabilitation and stuff like that.
I think there's going to be a lot of things being discussed when we start.
I hope
returning to whatever normalcy we're going to.
Leave home booking started Save Our Stages, Stormy Shepherd.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're going to they're going to Congress about it.
I think it's something that can be put together. It's something that's definitely needed.
Yeah. Is there some new music you guys been listening to during the lockdown? Like some new shit? Is it a Benny shirt?
Podcast. It's a West Side Gun.
West Side Gun, that's right.
Music Cares definitely helped me with my back, so thank you to them.
Oh wow, awesome, man.
I just really listen to podcasts, and I've been listening to a lot of weak stuff like Sunny Day Real Estate and stuff like that. Like
Scott likes you. He doesn't think you're weak. He thinks it's mellow. Yeah. This shit's so weak. I'm listening to it.
Weak stuff.
I think people think I listen to Madball 24 hours a day. So
you're breaking the hardcore kids on this right now.
Let's talk about it, man, because me and Freddie talk about this the whole time. Like, fucking listen to the Cranberries in the Sundays with Isaac on tour. Fucking Freddie Madball turning me on to Coldplay. People have it twisted that we all listen to hard music all day long, dude.
I don't know about you.
I play it. You know what I mean? You love hot water music, man.
Best band ever.
Yeah. What about you? What are you listening to?
The last record that I actually listened to in its entirety as wanting to hear new music was a record by this British artist called Stormzy.
Okay.
He's like a British rapper, but it's like a weird. I think it's called grime. It's like a weird, very British style. And I was like, I'm on a bit of a I think it's my midlife crisis. I'm getting super English
Your
again.
roots.
Like I'm watching soccer again, and I'm eating all the
Sick.
English candies again, and
I saw that.
all this stuff. Yeah. So I listened to that, and I didn't get it yet. I got to listen to it again. I think it's super English.
Is it like that guy, The Streets? Isn't he like a
yeah, but
cool too.
it's more street than the streets.
But how do
It's
I
more
get
the
how do I-
street
how do I
than
get
streets.
subtitles on my phone and try and listen to that music? Because
I don't
it's
know,
like
but
watching
if you-
Peaky Blinders, I
if
need
you-
subtitles.
if you find out, please tell me, because I picked out like maybe one word out of every third.
The accents are
Oh,
insane.
it's bonkers.
Man.
even like Scotland's even worse. We'll go there and someone will say a sentence to me in English and I'll be like,
Excuse me?
what?
Yeah.
I didn't get one word of that.
There's like 14 different dialects in England, and England's like the size of half of Texas.
There's a lot, man.
Yeah,
I like the new Public Enemy. Some really great songs.
There's
on
a
New
few
Public
good
Enemy.
tracks on that.
that's a good record.
It's really good.
Yes.
I love the Angel Dust 3 songs. I love those songs, man. Like
Nice.
they make me happy. They're super melodic, and I love it. I love it. I love
Looking
that.
at my
Justice
Spotify.
Day.
You know what I
Two
do have?
chances and tries
You know what I do
different
have to
things.
say? I was really surprised by the Machine Gun Kelly record.
Really?
Because I was on that punk rock cool guy shit. I'm like, this guy's doing a pop punk record, whatever. I listened to it and I was like, not
All right.
bad.
I like the new Deftones too.
Yeah, New Deftones is one of those records. It took a little work. You mean first time I heard it, I'm like, whoa, I gotta listen to this again.
Shout
A
out
couple
to
of
Chino.
listens
I know
in, I'm
Chino's
like,
listening right now. Shout out to my brother
couple of
Chino.
listens in, I was like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think those are the good records, the ones that you don't get the first time you hear through them. You got to kind of play them a few times
Yeah, I
to
love it,
let
man.
it seep in. Yeah,
It's got a great vibe.
I listened to
man.
that driving home from hanging out with you, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Derek?
Went to
Anything
run
you
just
listen to?
Yeah, I
this-
was just looking at my Spotify just
What are you listening
because
to?
I always get asked this question. I never know. Let's see. I have some crazy stuff here. I don't know. Like Run the Jewels.
Oh yeah, new Lewis Run the Jewels
Nice.
record is great.
That was amazing. That came out during this whole.
That's one of the
lockdown
best
thing.
hip hop records of the year, I'd say. in
I
there.
would vote it as being the best.
Except,
so far.
tell me about the Buffalo. Those groups, those guys are all Griselda and all that. Fucking.
Here's a crazy thing that I did in this lockdown. I don't want to like give myself too much credit, but I got into West Side Gun really early just because he's from Buffalo.
He's a Buffalo artist and
And-
crushing it, Adam.
I bought one of his LPs from someplace in the UK, and I saw that it was on Discogs. I sold his record for $1,000. One LP that I bought for like $40. Thank you, West Side Gun.
Holy shit! I saw you selling shit on Depop, all your merch and stuff. Adam bought a bold.
I did. I
I can't even get into that
Yeah.
one.
I love to get into that shit. Adam bought a bold sweatshirt from
yeah, I
Scott
did.
recently
I
without
did.
telling him.
I did.
I thought it was amazing.
I'm moving back to Buffalo. So,
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Your girl got into college. Congratulations for her out there.
so you were going around the table
Yeah.
about good things that happened.
Let's hear it.
It never got to me.
Oh, what's up with that, Toby?
I think I took it in a negative thing about my ear exploding or something.
No, oh yeah, we talked about that. But go ahead.
So I think during this, two things happened in my household. I realized that, and this is no slight to LA, I don't do anything in LA. I never have liked the beach. I don't socialize. I don't want to go to, and this is in a COVID-free world. I don't want to go to Hollywood. I don't want to go to. I don't even want to go to sporting events or the movies anymore because there's just too many people.
You
And
used
I'm,
to love the movies though.
yeah, I do, but now someone just like kicks my chair or
Yeah.
it's just like I'm so antisocial that being in LA, it doesn't matter to me anymore.
You could be anywhere.
Yes. At the same time, my girl, with all the social unrest, I believe, I don't want to speak for her, she came to me one day and was like, I want to go to law school. I was like, whoa, because I think she wants to like try to help people because
Great,
she has a
man.
good heart.
She got inspired, man.
She has a thing with upstate New York. We've kind of, she's from Philly, I'm from Buffalo. We even talked maybe like 2 years ago about moving to Syracuse or something because I was a little hesitant to move to Buffalo because that's like a lot for me.
Yeah.
I told her, hey, Buffalo has a really good law school. She applied and she got in, and we were like, that's it. We're
fucking awesome,
moving
man.
back to Buffalo. So through that, we just started going through my garage and my storage space. I have so much shit. Sneakers, hoodies, bold shirts. And it's literally like me paying money to just store this stuff.
Yeah.
That's like I bought you that poster today.
thank
So
you.
I have so much time now, so I'll just go through my stuff and make a pile, and then just A, make a little bit of money, but B, someone else will have these things. Like, I'm sure you're wearing that bold shirt every day.
Every day, dog. Every day. All day.
So, yeah, I've been selling tons of stuff on Depop. I started selling furniture and just trying to get rid of everything. I'm going to put all my shit in a U-Haul. And another really great thing is, like I told you earlier, my rent's going from $1,800 for one bedroom to $850 for two bedrooms. Man. I've kind of withdrawn from my family in a lot of ways just because of my mental craziness. So it'll be nice to be near them a little bit. Reconnect. And it is what it is. I'm sure right now I'm telling myself that it will be nice to have some seasons, and like every day I'm so sick of the heat in LA. But if you talk to me in a couple months when I'm in the middle of a Buffalo winter, I might be begging for some heat.
But you hibernate anyway. You'll be chilling inside, so it's like,
yeah, it should be cool.
You know what I mean? Like, except for your walks, it'll be brisk walks now.
Yeah.
You're running and shit outside in the fucking snow.
Yeah.
You can't stop the walk though.
I do miss the seasons when I see that, like right now. But then when the winter comes,
that's one of the perks of tour, though, wasn't it? You'd get
true.
seasons. You'd go to places that had seasons, and you'd come back to paradise every time.
That's a great point, man.
Yeah.
It has been me because this is the longest I've been home for a while. It does start to feel like Groundhog Day here every single day, and the same kind of like.
It's like vibe. For me, I've always been a city kid. Like I grew up hanging out in London, and then obviously lived in New York for 17 years. And one of the best things about tour was, even though I live in a relatively quiet area, I live in Signal Hill, which is sort of Long Beachy. Yeah. I would get to spend time in cities on the road, and I miss that. I miss that walking around a city, going to all these different. We're even winter tours. As much as we complain when we're out there, like in hindsight, it was nice
because we
to
know
get
it's
away.
not permanent. We know we're going to be here for like 2 weeks, and we can just walk around the cities and shit. Like Prague in the winter and like dark.
I hate snow.
Yeah. Well, you grew up in Ohio too. So.
I know. I grew up on the lake, and
it was a tough winter.
It's a tough winter, man. You have no idea.
Worse than Buffalo, though? You think it's worse than Buffalo?
Man, they're about the same. I mean,
okay.
I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but people in Buffalo have been telling me the winters are not as bad as I remember. We'll see. But maybe it's too the same, like you're saying, that we've been in LA so much.
Yeah.
I have my fucking air conditioning on in October.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck you.
I'm
so sad.
Don't even get me started with like air conditioning bill. Like it's ridiculous.
You're lucky,
dude. I got solar,
which is the way to go.
Oh, nice.
Your bill's like what?
So my wife loves to have the AC kick in all the time, and our electric bill has not yet reached $1.50 for a month.
Fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Solar.
That's a great fucking spot, man.
It's solid.
Has your wife tried to kill you at all since you've been on lockdown?
No. Actually, I gotta say, like I was worried at first. I'm like, you know what, like we were talking about, like, and I know people in bands that have had marital issues because their relationship was never constant. They would be home, and then they would leave for tour, and they would come back. Man. I am super grateful that, if anything, it's actually made us even closer. So
awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, for the wives who are like, hey, you tour too much. Hey,
yeah.
Now like, okay, no, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
What you wish
You're
for,
still
sweetheart.
here?
It's definitely strength. Yeah. You figure out if that's your person or not. Do you feel like that too, like being on top of each other? And
it was crazy because I was hearing all these things about people having really tough times, and me and my girlfriend butt heads semi-often. But during like April and May, I was saying to people, like, I can't believe how good we're getting along. But then when my ear, so I'll put the blame on me. I was very irritable.
I'm sure.
And I'll take the blame. Like,
I'm sure.
Like,
he was very irritable. Get it?
That's fucking,
Get it?
That's
Get
fucking
it?
brutal though. That's fucking.
Yeah. That's like where I keep thinking, like, fuck you, God. Like, this is the time where, like, you guys are like, I'm not on tour, I'm taking care of me, and I'm like, I'm going to the fucking doctors again and being told I can't, my ear, no one knows what's wrong with me. Why can't I enjoy this?
Yeah, it is crazy. It had that effect on you too. Like, it's just like when you get water in your ear from the shower, it's fucking annoying. You know what I mean?
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
So you've been, what are you gonna say? Are you gonna say something? I saw that.
Nah, man, I'm just listening.
Yeah, so it seems like good things are happening for everybody that we're moving forward.
Yeah, man, you got to stay positive.
Yeah,
I mean,
PMA, bud.
Definitely, bro. Stay positive, man, all the time.
You haven't been with your lady or your son this whole fucking time.
I know. If I start thinking about being tears, bro, or even like watch like certain movies where there's like kids and stuff,
You
like
can't
little
even fly
kids.
there
And,
or come. You can't fly.
Right.
They live in Brazil?
no, and my son lives in Czech Republic in Prague, and my girl lives in Belarus, which is going through like
Wild.
craziest protests. You know, so
Wild.
trying to get them out of there. You know, but at the same time, not working an entire year. You know, and going through money like we were talking about. You know, it's like it's really have to be practical. You know, being able to pay like child support, rent. You know, and everything.
Yeah,
you know,
of
on top
course.
of that, it's just like. You know, you have to really like stretch things out and make it last because you don't know when this is going to end. But I'm thankful that I, you know, definitely kept my head above water and had other things going on besides music, you know, working on this TV show, Highway to Health, and just been editing and going through all that. And we recorded everything before the lockdown. So that's helped, you know, to keep my mind focused on, you know, really supporting the people that I love from far away and knowing that this is not going to be this way forever and just staying focused on you know, getting them what they need.
When will that show come out? Highway to Health.
Hopefully the beginning of the new year would be great. So we're in the shopping process right now. But it's looking good, you know. It's a really positive show about traveling the world and plant-based lifestyle, not only about food and talking to different chefs, doctors, celebrities, you know, and just so people get a glimpse of how it is to be on the road.
Yeah,
and
totally.
actually to be on the road healthy. A lot of people have disillusions about being on the road, about just partying all the time, which that does happen with certain people. Yes. And we want to interview all different people, though, not only everyone on our show are not only vegans or plant-based, you know, that would be boring. We want to have a mixture of people on, and you know, it's just really exciting and fun. And this whole pandemic and everything that's happening, it really makes you think about a lot of things, and it's hard not to lose your mind and go crazy, but it can go in really good direction. You know, I think the whole health thing, as far as like, I know that I've been trying to stay healthy, and I feel healthier than ever, you know, having the time to do these walks and to really...
How much weight you lose on the COVID?
Oh, man, like well over 20 so pounds, not 30.
Crazy,
like,
man.
I feel... It's amazing. Like, I went down in size-wise. Like, it's like
They
I'm
went
like
from
a
2X to a
large.
large, yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
It's pretty crazy, man.
But I feel really, really good and really focused, and I didn't have, like, I stopped drinking before the whole COVID thing started just because I felt it. I was just like, you know what? This is, I don't know, I'm going to try this not drinking thing at all. And that really was the game changer. Like, my body was just like, after months, it was like, man, thank you. You know, like my liver and everything. And I wasn't like an everyday drinker, but it was enough when I did drink, I would go hard, you know. It was like social drinker, like, we're out, I'm going to have a drink. We're here, I'm going to have a drink, you know. And it was the same with my guitarist, too. He stopped just because he felt that it was dictating his life. I'm not going to go here unless they have alcohol. You know, that was like the first thing. Like, are they going to have alcohol there? Then we're not going to go. And it was...
One of the things, I'm the type of person that when I'm on tour, I need to drink to get through the stage, mostly get on stage, which is really kind of sad. And when I'm home, I never, ever drink. And the only time I would drink when I was home would be like if I go to a show and like Madball's playing or something, you know, friends of mine. So during this, it's proven to me the only, because I have had zero desire to drink. I haven't.
Are you fucking serious?
Nothing at all.
Wow, man.
That's another thing. Like, my brain tells me, and I'm not saying this, like, anyone that hears this, don't take this too serious, but maybe I shouldn't be on tour ever again, because then I'll never drink again, and then it's obviously killing me. I've been fucking drinking 20 years straight like a fucking psychopath. So these are the things where I just think, like, somehow, some way, good is coming out of this.
So you only drank the whole COVID.
I
Man, that's fucking amazing.
I don't want to at all.
It's the longest you not drank for in a long time? It's like 7 months.
There's a good chance.
This could be the longest.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
really
like,
interesting.
I get that, like, when I'm on tour, like I'm not the person that like needs to drink, but it's just like when I go look at the show, whether it's packed and it's going to be awesome or it's not going to be awesome, I just like I need to drink to have that energy.
Yeah.
But now when I don't like that, I'm not that like a type of person that sits home and like I need to drink. I've never been like that. So like,
so interesting. Is it because of nerves or something on stage? Or
I
something?
think so. Yeah.
You still get nervous, basically.
I just want to be the best, and it's like reverse because you guys have seen me. Sometimes it makes me horrible on stage.
Oh, you're fun. You're fun.
You know what I mean? But in my head, like, but there is some truth to it. If I have like a couple shots of vodka, like I have this
Does it give you confidence that you don't think you have?
it gives me like
12 ounces of
Superman
courage.
strength.
It's your spinach.
But
Supposedly.
have you ever killed the show not drunk or buzzing?
Of course I have.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure you have. Like,
it's all mental.
It's
It's all
totally
in
mental,
my. It's
yeah.
all in my head.
so maybe coming back from this, you know, you might be like a new Scott Vogel on stage. You'd be like
I'll
a
show you.
sober guy on stage. That's
I'll
fucking
show you
awesome.
one of my lists. You'll like this. So here's one of my lists of all my positive things in my life. The last one says, "Be strong, never drink again."
Wow.
So
Fucking sick,
that's what I want.
That's intense,
Fucking you. I'm
man.
so proud of you.
Can you put something in this iced tea? Let's get this going.
I was like the pure pressure drinker. Like I was easily like, if somebody's like, "Come on, have a drink," I'd be like, "All right."
Yeah, but Scott, you always been on one, so that's fucking huge, man.
We'll see though.
And not to blow up a spot, but Hoy's lost like 100 pounds.
He looks amazing.
Stopped
Yeah,
drinking
he looks
coffee, stopped
great,
drinking,
man.
smoking weed. Like I saw a post he was eating an apple today.
Right.
Shout out to Hoya Rock. I fucking love you, Hoya
Yeah,
Rock.
he's
So
killing it.
proud of you.
Killing
And, like
it.
when Mabo starts playing again, they'll be like, "Who the fuck is this bass
Right,
player?"
right. That's
Like it's crazy.
That's
man.
one
Like,
thing I've definitely thought about, like this whole like lockdown.
Love
It's
you,
like
Hoya Rock.
when things start up again, I want to be on top. You know, like as
yeah.
far as like I didn't want to come from
go out of shape. And
yeah,
fucking-
like really like busted up. Like, oh Jesus!
Look
like,
at
we
this
gotta do
shot
this.
dude on
Let's
stage.
do this, guys! Like, let's get it on.
COVID belly.
It's just like the COVID belly and everything. I was like, oh, that's gonna be a hard road. Like, I want to be like ready to go. You know, when things do, or if not, you know, I
But-
just want to feel.
But this is where your diet on and off tour comes in. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
If you maintain that same lifestyle on tour than off tour, then you should be good as far as just get more working out and cardio. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Oh yeah, you got to like
You
we
try to.
we are somewhat athletes on the road. I mean, we put our bodies
For
through the
sure.
ringer.
Oh
You
my
know what I mean?
God.
We got to take care of ourselves.
yeah.
I was thinking of something you said earlier about how they, and I'm not going to go any deeper who it was. That someone in hardcore said that we might have a natural immunity to this thing. I will say this: touring folk probably had a better mental advantage than a lot of other people when this went down, because we're so used to austerity and we're so used to things turning to shit on a dime. You know what I mean? And things falling to pieces.
Great point.
So when COVID happened,
Very
like
good point.
a lot of us were sort of like we're just used to flowing with stuff a little more than the average person.
Thriving in adversity.
It's thriving in
No,
adversity.
It's true. You're right. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's totally true.
Yeah,
Something
I
But I-
getting canceled, the power going
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
or
Right,
fucking-
right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean all that stuff.
Van breaking that
24-hour drive.
I was gonna say those overnight
Jesus.
van rides. You know what I mean? That put like 4 years on your life.
Being in areas where there's like terrorist attacks that are happening like not far away or happened in the same city, and
If I thought
It's
I thought I had to fly tomorrow, I'd get anxiety right now, or had to travel.
it
somewhere.
would be weird. Yeah, don't
It's
even.
so weird not being
get
on a
me
plane for
started.
that long.
I'm
Like,
with Scott.
yeah.
Like when it happened lockdown, I was just like, you know, this isn't so bad.
I know.
It was like,
I was kinda like,
the
I
first
get to
2
do
weeks was
what
like a
I
snow
want.
day. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
and it's like a
No,
Christmas
and then I was like
month.
driving in like April, June. I was like, oh my God, I am just, you know, spend 6 hours cooking in the kitchen by myself, you know, listening to music, just like going through recipes. I was like, this is amazing. You know, like I don't need to be around anybody. You know, it's like really good therapy, I think.
Would any of you guys do a live stream?
What?
A live stream, like your band doing a live stream? Are you into that?
We talked about it for Keepers of the Faith. We'll see what happens.
That makes sense. 10 years and
Yeah, it's like the only thing we can do, and I've seen some that are cool. If
Yeah.
we were to do it, it wouldn't be like acting like we're playing a show. It'd
Okay.
be maybe kind of jamming in a room, kind of like a practice space
like a
situation.
garage or some shit. Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah, I've seen some that I like, and I've seen some that are like not for me. And I think if you would have asked me in April, I'd say, nah, that's not for us. But I wouldn't mind doing it. So
just to be with like your brothers and playing the songs and right?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Because like Jordan and Chris are coming out here, so I don't think we'd make a big production out of it. But might
do
be,
it while they're in town.
Yeah, it might be cool to just jam through the songs, and if people want to watch it, they can fucking watch it.
I think that's smart.
I like to do it if it was, done properly, like you said. Or
But you're
I'd
here
like,
and your whole band's in Brazil, so
I
it's so
know.
fucking hard, man.
It'd have to be like a big event, though. If we were to do it, I wouldn't want to do it if it was just, ordinary. It would have to be something very special surrounding it. But I'm down for it,
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
I mean, I personally would. I don't see much reason to do it. I would rather wait till we can do real shows. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I know how we are when we do stuff like that, and I know that it would just be a fucking mess. But that's how we like it. You know,
Right.
Stress mess?
No, it would just
Like, would Terror rehearse to do it a couple times?
We don't rehearse it.
so maybe
We don't rehearse either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how we do it?
But we
Because
would.
Rusty's in Carolina, Top Friends in Jersey. Your fucking band's in Brazil. Your
I know.
band's all over the place.
I mean,
I wanna
there
organize it for you
are
guys.
ways to do it.
You should
There
do
are
it in
ways
your
to do it.
garage,
Yeah.
Toby, and have
Yeah.
it done and rehearse a few days.
Yeah.
Make it a whole event. Like record the whole getting together, rehearsing, eating, hanging out.
I mean,
and then
if-
do the event. Like,
If it was
Yeah.
part of
That'd be
something
cool.
like something bigger where there were like a bunch of bands doing it, I think like you know what I mean.
Okay,
Say like there was. I know there was rumors of maybe a Chain doing something
Yeah,
like that.
I'd
You know
go
what I mean?
play
With
Chain
a
Reaction.
bunch of bands play. A
Say
couple of
Chain
songs,
Reaction.
like something like that would be cool.
that'd be dope, right? So
Yeah.
let's go play there.
You could even, not to cut you out of this, but you could even do like an unplugged thing with you and Rusty. Like,
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
I completely
I'm giving
cut
you
him
an
out.
out, man.
No, we could do a total
Yeah,
unplugged
yeah.
group, whatever. But I told Josh, I was like, when I saw the thing about Chain, I'm like, why don't we just all go play at Chain and our friends can all be in the parking
Yeah.
lot, social distancing.
You can
That'd
do
be kinda
unplugged
cool.
with
Do
a
upright
Upright
stand-up
bass,
bass.
sexy,
What's
sexy.
that? Stand-up
Stray,
bass?
stray cats?
I just think like from a personal level, like when I see bands doing live streams,
No, you can go on.
when I see bands
Yeah.
doing live streams, for me, I feel like almost like it's not something that I enjoy watching myself. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
always like, I mean, the last one I watched, I think, was when Judge did their like big reunion.
Oh,
I tuned
see
in.
what-
You know what I mean? It was
and that's
cool,
even
but
a
it's like,
show. There's
Yeah.
even
it's
a
almost
crowd
like
involved.
fuck, man. It's almost like it's like the equivalent between having sex and watching porn. You're like, God damn it! Like, I want to be there doing that. I don't want to be like,
Pretty sick
I don't
analogy,
want to be
though.
watching other people doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I flew out there
Well,
for that show. That was a good one.
Yeah.
What you need to do then is watch the live stream, but set your bedroom up like a show and start like
Yeah,
you know when you
bedroom
when you
mosh.
watch
Bedroom mosh
porn,
pit.
you join in.
Yeah, you can
You
participate
need to
in your
join
own
in
way.
with
Yeah.
the live stream from your bedroom.
This took a totally different turn.
Bedroom mosh and bed dives.
All right, so I appreciate you guys coming.
What?
So we're still talking.
Oh.
Been an hour.
Someone's got a dentist appointment though.
I know, I know,
believe.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
I
right.
know Scott's time. We got a little more time with Scott, but we didn't get enough to talk about it last time on the
Chompers.
podcast. But neither of us, but me and Scott, we're all pretty heavy hip hop fans. Heavy hip hop fans. I know. Scott loves Gangstar a lot. Me as well.
Human beatbox.
How important is hip hop to you guys, as far as growing up on it and then getting into hardcore? Do you think it goes hand in hand? Because I do, especially being from the East Coast, like just where we grew up and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Me first?
Yeah.
I was into hip hop before hardcore.
Okay.
Like UTFO and Houdini Escape. I
yeah.
loved and
Oh, my God.
Run DMC cassettes.
sets.
And then, but at the same time, I was into fucking hair metal, like Motley Crue,
I didn't know that about you.
Rat, and
Did you have long
Dokken.
hair?
About you.
A little bit.
Wow.
Did you have a mullet? Did you have a mullet? Party
Not
in the
long,
back?
but like,
Business up
yes,
front?
kind of.
Okay.
I'd
All
love to
right.
see a fucking picture.
I've got this picture of me. This is such like a contradiction, but I'm holding 2 basketball trophies, and I have a Dio shirt on and an Ozzy painter's cap.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So-
Is that crazy? Because I'm not sure.
All the things are coming out on this episode.
So I was a jock, I guess that's real metal, Dokken, but all like Ozzy and Dio's more real metal.
That's real
than
metal.
Rat and Cinderella, but that stuff was huge. And at the same time, Run DMC and Houdini, and then I found hardcore, and I didn't give a fuck about anything except mosh pits.
You never listen to hip hop throughout all that? You did.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, the 90s shit. Like.
Yeah, of course.
What about you? I grew up in England by hip hop.
So for me, weirdly enough, like when I was growing up, I was a metalhead, and there were kids who were into hip hop, and we didn't. It was very different. And then my kind of gateway to hip hop was Anthrax.
Wow.
Yeah.
Public
And
Enemy.
Anthrax is actually, I was thinking about this the other day. Like they had like when I grew up in 70s and 80s England, right? Not the most progressive environment to become a man in. You're getting and you're still dealing with a lot of that shit from back in the day, a lot of the old attitudes. And I remember seeing, and this is not hip hop, but it'll get to hip hop, Living Colour open for Anthrax. And I was like, I was blown away, and it literally changed my paradigm on music and race. Like right away, I was like, shit, this dude in the Dayglow yellow body glove is fucking rocking my socks off, and this doesn't make any sense. And then they did the shit with Public Enemy, and then I went back and started listening to Public Enemy by themselves. And from that, I got into, it was like, Ice Cube, and I remember I got the Paris record, and that was like fucking,
I remember Paris.
that was deep lyrics, you know what I mean? And that was my kind of path to listen to hip hop. And now as an adult, I appreciate hip hop as much as I appreciate for the lyrical virtuosity. I love the bass lines in hip hop. Like I love it's riffs. It's riffs in a different way.
Sip the juice.
Yeah, it's riffs in a different way. It's a different style of riffing, and I love riffs. So yeah, that was hip hop for me. It really changed the way I look at the world.
I actually learned that Eric B. and Rakim song.
I got it. I got a bunch of those down.
Plus Adam Blake. I always like to say this about Adam Blake. His neighbor was Elvis Costello. And
he was lived next door to me.
Really?
Lived next door to me.
Used to
Yeah,
make
my
fun
friends
of
and
him.
I used to. I mean, we were kids. He had glasses. We called him names. You know what I mean? We yelled stuff at him, but
And then
I guess he got the last laugh.
Adam Blake's headbanging up front in the Thunderstruck live video.
I am. I'm in the AC/DC Thunderstruck video, and I also almost spilled a beer on Ice Cube shoes and lived to tell the tale. So
it was Ice Cube, Agnostic Front, H2O, Biohazard, some crazy festival.
Hatebreed.
Wasted on stage during Wu-Tang too.
Yeah, I was in the photographer's pit. I was the only person in the photographer's pit. Chest to stage, banging.
He poured a beer on Ice Cube's foot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
God.
Yeah, Cube was nice though. He was nice to us. Yeah.
Wow,
The moral of this
wow.
story is never take pills from a stranger.
Yeah, I like
He
that.
took pills from the train.
Yeah, some girls just like take this. I'm like, all right, and then I ate it, and I was like, what was that?
Yeah. It's gonna end
Oh
up
my.
bad.
What about you, Derek?
I started with hip hop first,
Wow.
as far as like Sugar Hill Gang.
Of course.
My brother had an album, and I was fascinated by the album sleeve, which was just like maybe blue.
My wife has that original.
Baby
there, yeah.
Blue original, and then the label, and I was just remember trying to memorize all the words, and I loved it. And then I started to get really into more of like rock, as far as like Rush, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, stuff like that, just because of a friend of mine who was playing drums. In 6th grade, we'd go to his house after school, and he'd be jamming. We're like, oh my God, he could play all these songs. But hip hop was like really lighthearted then,
Yeah.
like it was really lighthearted, and you could hear it every now and then. It wasn't really on the radio so much. And then I really got into, at the same time, I was moving into like hardcore and punk. It was like Public Enemy, Run DMC. And then with Public Enemy, they weren't playing any of that at all because it was just so rebellious.
Yeah.
Like people were just like, the radio stations weren't playing it. They were terrified. Chuck D's words were so prolific.
Yeah.
And that drew me in. The same with, it's like punk and hardcore lyrics, like talking about social issues, things I could really relate to. And at the same time, the whole hair thing was going on, which I really didn't get at all. And I went to some shows but I mean, I was really into like Van Halen, and David Lee Roth left, and I saw that show, and I think Cinderella even opened up or something. I was just like, boo! Like, get off, man! Let's get some real artists on stage. It's like Steve Vai, David Lee Roth, was like the incredible band. I mean, it was entertainment. It was so amazing. But I loved it all.
Yeah.
I was really, at the same time, I was really, into BDP, all that stuff. But Run DMC was really like the pinnacle, in LL Cool J. Like really, it was just like, oh my God, I got to memorize all these songs. Same time, all the punk stuff, very rebellious, great lyrics. I loved it.
Yeah. Then you came to New York. What year? When did you get to New York?
93. Yeah.
That's when you moved there.
Mm-hmm.
And when did you move there?
I did late '94.
What about you? You're always in New York, so.
I would never move to New York City.
No.
I just remember how cold it was. So I'll never forget the first days. I was like, oh my God.
Brick.
When did I meet you? Did I meet you before you worked at Fat Farm? When you worked at Beauty Bar? Or was it after?
No, I met you when that was after Beauty Bar, but
Yeah.
I met you when I was working at Fat Farm, and and I remember you drawing the logo, the tear, there,
Oh,
the
the
drop, the
logo,
water
yeah.
drop. You're like, what about this for a logo? You know, I was like, that's cool.
And what about you? Do you remember when you met Derrick, Scott?
I was just a fan of Outface.
Yeah.
So just they would play in
Yeah,
Buffalo
we
pretty.
played Buffalo
I think you played with
all-
Underdog once. I saw maybe the first time I saw you, and they'd play Buffalo a lot.
Buffalo scene was on fire, man. It was
It
such
was
a
really good for you guys.
It was fantastic for us. I mean, it was like we would do that all the time. Great bands, great scene. You know, like Zero Tolerance were there, and Mike Ski. Like you were talking about,
Mike Skeety earlier, yeah.
like all these different people. Like are flashbacks in my mind of like coming up from them. But Buffalo was like. It was incredible playing a lot of shows there. You know, instead, I think we even played Vision. We played with
Oh, yeah, Vision.
Garrett from Texas is the Reason.
Yep.
He's from Buffalo. He sent me a picture recently of him. What do you call it? Like when you're sitting on the stage facing the band. You're like front row, but you're actually on the stage, like singing to the band. Of him watching Outface singing along
wow.
or something. So like
That's fucking cool.
everyone in Buffalo was like outfaced out. Is that a term?
Yeah,
Outfaced.
Outfaced is better.
Outfaced.
Outfaced is better.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put a little of your music at the end of this episode so people can hear it.
Man, Buffalo was the shit, though. It was a great,
Dude,
great
shows.
shows.
Yeah,
Great
Buffalo
shows.
Great ones, yeah.
Yeah.
The show place?
Yeah, that's right, everybody.
What was it, Niagara, or what was the name of that?
River Rock Cafe.
River Rock Cafe, that's right.
What about you when you met Derrick?
I also saw you at the Scrapyard before. That was
Right.
the next place when that place closed.
I feel like John introduced us. I feel like John introduced me to a lot of people. Blood Clot, Joseph.
Blood Clot.
Yeah, Blood Clot. Yeah, he was. We would run and stuff, and he would always, hey, that person, just always like.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the
that's
mayor,
true.
man. He knows everybody.
That's
working
true.
downtown at that one
Yeah.
He was
crazy
like,
gym.
when I moved to New York, he was the one person I hung out with. Like,
Gladiators
a lot.
gym.
Gladiators.
Gladiators.
Every day, running on the East River, Gladiators, we were there, like, just hilarious laughs of crazy things going on in that gym. Like, people walking in and walking out, and I was like, what's going on?
It was like 70s New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is what it was like in the 70s.
Did John
was
train
like-
you there too?
Yeah, we would run.
trained me
We
there
would
once,
run
too.
and do stuff. Yeah, running with John is no joke.
Yeah.
I didn't run. I trained, but I had to
Back
go in the
then.
bathtub and take a bath.
Running
Oh, I
was no
dead.
joke.
Yeah,
I was soaking in the bath, and my bro was like, "Dude, I can't work out with this guy anymore."
Yeah, it's
Killed
intense.
me,
Like, he
dude.
goes hard, man. I remember just, like, beating on my stomach with, like, a stick. Like, come on, you can do this, you know? It's like,
Dude, New York has the best fucking people. Man. I mean, it's like from our scene, like the best
oh, hands down.
characters, man.
Yeah,
the
also the
characters.
weirdest, craziest.
Yeah. I think,
You guys are all
Yeah.
fucking weirdos, man.
yeah. Scott's the most normal one on the podcast. Well, I think we covered a lot of things. Anything you want to talk about, Adam? What are you thinking, Adam?
fuck. I think we've addressed the state of things.
Yeah. Let me see
You know,
what's- I have my-
pretty
I have my notes
good.
in
We did
here.
pretty good.
Social distance shows, drive-through shows.
Community.
We're not down with the drive-through shit. Did you ever do a top 5 on last time you were here or no?
Top 5 what?
Anything.
Top 5 anything?
Music.
Music.
Wow.
Oh.
All genres mixed. It doesn't matter.
Anything like my favorite bands ever?
Top 5.
Or
if you have
what
one.
I'm listening to?
Just top 5 inspirations.
We'll go Hot Water Music's number 1.
Damn, son. Right.
Warzone's number 2. Gangstar's number 3.
I knew it.
Really?
Top 5. Jeez.
That was what? That was 4 already?
3.
That was 3. Only 3.
else?
Jeez.
Warzone,
Yeah.
Hot Water
Hard.
Music, and Gangstar.
I
That's a
get
great
my
name.
list
I'm
ready.
just gonna leave it there. Can I do top 3?
Sure.
Then I don't have to think
I'm
anymore.
late.
Dude, it's hard. I always brain fart on these, and later I'm like, fuck, I
I'm the
forgot that
worst,
band.
too.
I would say Iron Maiden because they're the band that made me want to play music. They're the band that made me kind of fall in love with just this stuff.
The only thing they're missing is a great bass player.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they need a new guy. Most listened to band at the moment. Depeche Mode is big for me right now.
Wow.
That's an underrated band,
There
man.
you
That band's
go.
got real game. Nine Inch Nails I listen to a lot. Bad Brains.
Still,
Gorilla Biscuits. Fuck. Now it's getting out of control. I could just
Yeah,
spiral
that,
up.
I think
I'm gonna
that was
stop
like
right
6 already, right?
there. I stopped at 5. I
Oh,
did
okay.
a hard stop at 5.
I love used to always get drunk listening to GB. That was
GB's the best band to get drunk to.
Back in
Oh, it's
day,
the
when I
best.
was a
I
kid,
got
yeah.
into straight edge hardcore because it's the best music to drink to.
It's pretty
Hands
fucking
down. It's because
amazing,
it's so anthemic and so positive and like you want to put your arm around your friend and scream along. And when you're drunk, it's the best.
It's your oi.
Scott,
It's my oi. It
was
was
ever
my
straight
oi.
edge, Scott, or no?
No.
He is now.
No way.
I don't think you claimed straight edge ever.
I did for quite a while actually, and then like that whole like if you're not now, you never were. So I'm like, now I can't anymore.
Did you used to X up?
I did.
Did you ever live in a
wore
temple?
X's. Huh?
Did you ever live in a temple?
I lived at a temple for 18 months. Yeah, 18 months.
That
That's
makes
the
you
18-month sentence in the temple.
You have to be completely sober at a temple, don't you?
You do theoretically, yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't have that.
Although, huh?
You can't have that facial hair in a temple.
No, you could, but occasionally if you went out with name brand hardcore drummers to
So
Don
Jesus
Hills,
came
you
into
might
the
get
te-
drunk every once or
Jesus
twice.
came into the temple. He couldn't rock. You couldn't roll.
Well, you
into
make
the
an
temple.
exception for the Son of God. I
Okay.
mean,
All right.
you know, but
What was your name when you were Krishna?
I didn't get
John Joseph
initiated.
called you
That was
something.
the problem with me. I couldn't quite go all the way in. You know what I mean? I'm like,
But they call you
I'm
Pop.
not buying that.
Mackie calls you Pop.
Well, Pop was a nickname based on a puppet show in England. There was a puppet,
shit.
a puppet show called Pop, and like some mean children when I was a kid said I looked like him, and then that kind of
they're
just
always
spiraled out of
mean.
control. But that's I like Obi-Wan
be
Kenobi.
mean.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
What's your top 5, Derek?
I don't know. I'm gonna go through a top 5 of like really obscure, weird stuff that I listen to.
Well,
that
when I work out
nobody
with you,
will
you have a
ever
sick
know.
mix of all types of shit.
I
COC,
do,
you
man.
have all kinds of shit.
I have
man.
all sorts of crazy stuff, but I would have to say like top 5 artists that people would never imagine me listening to.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Jeff Buckley,
Strong.
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds,
Solid.
Crime in the City Solution. Nobody's gonna know
All
that.
right, that shit.
Here we go. Hold on. That's 3, right?
Yeah.
That is.
You too?
You too. Thank
I
you.
knew you love
I
U2.
know like every song of she used to have like one more.
What about some pop shit? No.
Some pop stuff, yes. There is something out there. Psychedelic Furs.
Strong.
Okay.
I love
That's
it,
strong.
man. I got to see them live and they killed it. It was one of the most amazing shows. I was just reliving my childhood.
What is something super soft that you listen to, Scott? You said earlier, but something that nobody expects Scott Vogel to listen to.
10,000 Maniacs?
Yeah.
Wow,
Great, man.
that's a good soft one.
I forgot about
I
them.
forgot about them too.
Is there, and what's the one more thing about Scott Vogel that people in the hardcore scene would never expect that Scott, something you do like on a day-to-day basis, something normal you do?
This has been overrun by my girlfriend. She's taken over because she's better at this. But even like when I lived with my friend Patrick at Reaper Records, I always wanted plants around me. So I don't think people would expect me. Even on tour sometimes, I've stolen plants from the venues and put on the bus. So
Nice.
there's
Wow.
plants. I feel
like
at
that.
peace with plants.
So you like plants? You plant them too and shit or no?
Nah, I would just put them in my apartment.
So when you go back to Buffalo, maybe you can have like a garden or something.
Yeah, my girlfriend worked as a florist, so she's taken the lead on these things and has much better taste than me.
Yeah.
But yes, if I lived alone, I would have a lot of plants. They'd probably die quicker than they do now, but plants.
What about you, Adam?
What's the
Something
question?
super soft you listen to that.
Terror. I'm gonna get this wrong, but Ryan Adams does a cover, an entire cover of a Taylor Swift album. I think it's 1989,
I heard about
whatever,
this.
whatever her big
1940s,
album was.
yeah.
And it's so great.
Okay.
It takes like pop songs and it just turns them into like this heartbroken country songs. Because he was going through a divorce from Mandy Moore when he did it, so you can kind of
right.
he kind of puts that in the record. It's great. I recommend everyone give that a listen.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys. I think we talked a lot of things.
We didn't ask Derek what he listens to.
That's
I
cool.
already
No,
did
that's
already.
cool, Toby.
I already asked you the
No,
soft,
that, no, that,
soft band.
no, man, that's
One
cool.
more
I
soft
see,
band.
I see how you are, man. That's cool.
What's another soft one? What's another soft one?
Fiona Apple, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Okay,
She's amazing. Incredible.
And the new record was good. Just came
Underrated.
out?
It's all right, man. It's pretty
Okay.
good. It's pretty good. I need to get into it more, but I definitely dig
You
her.
like Fiona Apple? I remember her songs back
Sure.
then. I just remember their stuff now, though.
I'm thinking about how bizarre it is. My soft pick is titled "The 10,000 Maniacs." What is
That
that?
sounds like a hardcore band,
It's
dude.
so true.
Holy shit. I didn't even
I
thought about
love
that name.
10,000 Maniacs.
I think that's from Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddie was the bastard son of. No, it was 1,000 Maniacs.
1,000
Yeah.
Maniacs.
Yeah,
That's
where
what
did
it
that name
1,000.
came from?
I like it, though.
It's just
Have you had
weird.
trouble in the past with your name Terror? Like after all like this shit happened, 9/11, all that, just
being a band traveling with that name?
It's always a little weird, especially rolling up to an airport with
like
all
shirts.
your guitar has terror.
Were you worried when they declared the war on terror?
It was like a very bad and a blessing because your name is everywhere. I don't
Wow.
know, whatever.
And do people? What does Sepultura mean to the people listening?
Sepultura means grave.
Okay.
So
Did
we've
you know
had
that?
that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
I did not know that.
What I did not know was how to pronounce it correctly for the first 2 years of listening to the band.
You're
Everyone I knew called it Sepultura.
Sepultura.
Yeah.
I love the Sepultras. They're amazing. These Sepultras are amazing. We've had trouble with it though in the past.
Yeah.
Like in like really conservative countries where they're like they don't know the name, so they look it up and it's grave and they're like, oh, satanic band.
Dang. Stuff like happened to you. People try to ban you because of your name and stuff like that too, or no? Back then,
I think people try to ban us for other reasons that we.
but not the name.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We can't own our name.
Please ban us.
Yeah, because it's a molecule.
Yeah.
Give it
Apparently,
context.
you can't copyright the chemical formula H2O.
Makes sense.
I mean,
Makes
wow.
sense. Right.
Right.
So there's a rapper H2O
Yeah.
who was in Source wearing one of our T-shirts.
That's right. They've been hard to obtain.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a bit Long Island.
There's a techno H2O.
Keeps coming up on Spotify.
Have you ever like confronted any of these H2O bands like, yo, what's up?
Nah.
I can do it for you.
We
man.
might
Be
have
like,
Hall & Oates have an album called H2O, and
Yeah.
at one point we did kick around the idea of naming an album Hall & Oates.
That's true. We did. We did. But yeah.
Payback's
fucking
bitch.
Hard to obtain was from Long Island, and they were like pretty big in New York. And I remember
Right.
like them being around and stuff, and we were around as well.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. Crazy world. Just like the Mobb Deep logo is one Sick of It All had.
Yep.
That was an interesting story too. Yeah, man.
All right.
Well, fuck. Well, I think we covered a lot of things. I'm glad you guys are healthy and happy, and I'm glad to have you in my house, and you guys are doing well and you're alive. And I wish you a great journey to Buffalo, New York, Scott.
Yeah,
Thank you.
man. Give
Where you can
Buffalo
go
a
and
big
just
hug
chill
for me.
and-
Thank you.
Brian
go to
Foister
California.
too. Is he
Happy
still
trails.
I don't think he's there, but he's on the Instagram.
there? He's on the gram.
Who's that? Who's that?
Brian Foister. He was promoting shows.
Yeah, he booked everything.
Everything.
What happened to the singer Zero Tolerance? Where is he at now?
He is in New Mexico somewhere. He was off the grid for many years.
Is that
and
Mark?
Yeah.
Mark Z?
He's surfaced on Instagram, and
Oh, she's on there.
yeah, I talked to him a lot.
Okay.
Seems to be good. I know he has a family. I told him recently my goal in life once shows are happening again, I'm going to get Zero Tolerance to play in Buffalo. So
Wow.
that's
Oh
my goal.
God.
And he said, like, I'm not opposed to he said a lukewarm, maybe it'll happen.
Is that John Mark and Eric Rice in that band?
They-
John Mark?
Eric
if you gotta
Eric
go-
was a member during their prime.
Okay.
John came in towards the end.
Okay. Be interesting to see what lineup that would
But
be.
he was like, what do you call it? Like part of their crew before he was in the
Yeah,
band, John.
ZT.
So
Who ended up playing in Goldfinger?
Darren
Darren.
Pfeiffer.
Darren.
Darren,
That's right.
yes.
He's with Zero Tolerance.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
shit,
right,
that's
bro.
right.
He's out here too now, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's doing those live punk rock streams too with Greg Hetson every week.
Oh man, I
Plays
haven't
drums
seen
in it.
him
Yeah,
in
punk rock
years.
karaoke online.
He's a fucking great drummer, man.
Remember, had the ZT tats on their fingers. Remember, Eric had that.
Right? And
ZT,
so
man.
Eric, John, Darren, Mark.
So
Let's
awesome.
do this shit.
Yeah, if you guys are listening,
Yeah.
man, I think it should be happening. I think that'd be great for Buffalo.
Be
And
great
then
for
shout
me.
out to Griselda and what are the three rappers' names from there?
Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, and Conway the Machine.
They put Buffalo on the map right now as far as
Wow.
hip hop. They're
I'm gonna
fucking
check it
huge,
out.
man.
Yeah, really
They're like
good.
got a Wu-Tang vibe to them. I love what I heard so far. It's like 90s throwback. And every rapper's trying to get on their shit. Rick Ross is on the new shit.
They
Really?
do really good.
Yeah,
Wow.
crushing, man.
They got a, I believe he's white, producer named Derringer, who's
Okay.
this little guy, makes amazing beats, has a really cool style. So, yeah, it's really cool because being from Buffalo, like, Clevo had some rappers,
Yeah.
Bone and everything,
Yeah.
but Buffalo never had shit. So it was really cool to
That's
see.
cool.
like-
I'm gonna check
and
it out, man.
It's
I'm
crazy too
curious.
because now there's this whole thing going on in Rochester too. There's like all this stuff from
Being
Rochester.
Inspired from that.
From my point of view, yes, but I'm not on the inside, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
They could be even older, but maybe the spotlight's on Buffalo, so now Rochester's getting some love. But there's all this shit going on all over Western New York, so it's really cool.
And Blake?
What are we talking about?
I was going to say something positive for the future. I mean, I know
so-
not to get political, but next week is the election.
Oh God, I thought
What?
we were gonna get through this without it.
Political.
What? That's happening. What's happening?
I'm saying we're
Election.
we're everybody's voting. I'm saying let's hope there's going to be change in this country. Hope
Yeah.
positive comes up from all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know
So
what
so
I mean?
I am not able to participate in the American political process because I
Yeah.
am still an immigrant. Please don't fuck this up.
Yeah. Everybody's do their part. You know what I mean? We'll get through it, right? Some positive
I
vibes for the
agree.
people
Everyone
listening.
should do their part. Everyone should vote, 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 vote.
And just real quick, the name of your skate team, you and Dwid and Charlie.
Wait, what? I like this.
What was your skate team called in Ohio?
Our skate team was called Team Playboy. Even though I didn't even have a girlfriend until I was well out of Team Playboy, but I don't know.
Wasn't it 2 skate crews? That was the one skate
There was
crew.
2 skate crews. There was Team Playboy and there was Team Crack. And Team Crack was what Charlie was on.
Who was the best skater, you, Dwid, or Charlie?
Charlie for sure. He was good at street and ramp. I think you're better than all of them, though.
Thanks, brother.
Hands
Thank
down. No, I mean for real though.
Okay,
I was
okay. Thank you,
shocked by your skating ability. Still am.
Thank you, sir.
If you want to be shocked in a different direction, put me on a skateboard. You'll be shocked. Completely different
You never
shock.
skated, right, Scott?
I tried and I failed early, and I
Skating?
don't know what you call it. Trying to ollie and failing.
What about you? Have you ever skated?
That would be called street skating.
Once, yeah, yeah,
so
I did it
awkward
once.
because you're so big, man.
Yeah,
Where
it's
are
a
you
long way
going?
down, man. It's a long way from my head to the floor. So
What's this?
I hear
You
ya.
ever tried?
What's this? All
I
about?
tried and I failed.
Max got a new suit, and he's been doing.
how to tie a tie today.
He's been doing modeling. And
I
all
learned
this
how to
stuff.
tie a tie for my first time just now by myself.
Max,
Can you teach me how to tie a tie? Because I still don't know how to do it.
Weird and awkward. You gotta go like all around, up, down, sideways, through.
I
you give
had
us
to
that
wear
mic
one
so
in
nobody yells
school
at me?
every day.
Yeah.
Max,
What-
Max, you have any
what?
questions for any of us before we leave today?
You guys are already leaving?
Yeah, we did it 2 hours, man.
It's been 2 hours
Yeah.
already. No,
Okay, cool.
not really. Oh, Scott, congrats on being sober.
Oh, nice, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
This guy's
Of course.
fucking eavesdropping on the podcast. No, that's great.
No, I
Great.
already knew. Congrats.
That's awesome.
Trying. Just
Good.
don't put a show in front of me. We'll be fine.
Anything
job.
else, Max? Okay, here we go.
You too, Adam.
Anything about-
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
How long's sobriety
Congrats.
for you, Derek?
I don't drink
Okay,
and I don't do drugs.
but you're not sober.
I'm not sober.
Okay.
I mean sober as far as
No, I can't claim
Edibles?
sobriety either. I can claim no alcohol.
Oh, you guys are doing edibles.
I like plants.
Okay.
I'm a plant guy. You know, I
plant-based.
you know,
Which ones?
I like cannabis and all other plants surrounding
Did you ever do
anything the plant
DMT?
lifetime.
You do cannabis too?
No,
I didn't
none of
ask you
that stuff.
Did you like plants?
I'll keep this off. We'll get to this off.
It's
air.
fine.
I don't know. I'd smoke weed right now if I had to, but it makes me paranoid. It makes my heart race and it makes me paranoid.
No edibles though, like to make you go to sleep or something.
That
or-
makes me feel like I'm fucking on acid. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, I don't go too crazy, man. I've like actually during this whole lockdown, it's a lot less. It's usually at the end of the day when I have nothing else to do, no
Yeah,
responsibilities, can just chill out, watch a movie, be creative, you know, and that's it. You know, during the day, it's like nothing. I don't have any desire or anything, but it's something I never felt that I had a problem or was like, oh, I need to stop. But with alcohol, I never felt that I was an alcoholic, but when I did drink, I drank a lot. And it was, you know, I was a different person.
Yeah, Adam
With-
Blake was like that.
And
too.
that's
Me
what I
too.
don't
Yeah.
like about it. With
Yeah.
you know, it transformed me into a different person.
Yeah.
And I don't like myself when I was
Yeah,
drinking.
I've seen
too
Scott
much.
at his worst, and I've seen Adam at his worst.
Yeah.
Like more than once. And
Yeah.
like, you were really bad as
Yeah.
well, man. You were.
I mean, I had no choice. Like I had my kidneys had crapped out twice, and it was just like, you know, the definition of addiction is something that you know is bad for you, but you can't stop doing it. You know,
Right.
and that was me with alcohol. I tried so many times, and honestly, to get it done, I had to move across country.
Wow.
I had to leave every trigger, everything that would have set me off, and leave it in the rear view. And that
yeah, there was almost like when you and your girlfriend moved here. She I think she moved back to New York because she couldn't drink and she had to drink and drive. She didn't want.
Yeah,
to
she was she couldn't indulge her drinking habit and drive, so she decided to move back to New York. Where
because of that.
Wow.
But Adam was like blackout drunk.
Yeah,
flying
bad
face
scene.
down
Yeah,
at
bad
places.
Scott,
That's-
let's drag Scott into this. Scott's had his dark times too.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
very, very, very,
Yeah.
very true.
Like blackout
But
drunk, like
if
just blackout, right?
I will say this, the fact that Scott was the last person I got drunk with is something I am really happy about.
Wow.
I feel
That's
like
fucking
it,
amazing.
nice.
it's a
I didn't know
perfect
that till
out.
today,
Perfect
man.
out.
I learned that today. I learned also that Scott
Great,
Vogel
great
from
way to go out.
Terry, yeah, fucking, he
Yeah.
beat the COVID. He's
beat
still
the-
dealing
he
with
beat
ear
the
problems
Rona.
from it. So take it seriously. Like, you think you're immune. You think because we're singers and we travel and all this musician stuff, but it hits everybody. You know what I mean? Doesn't
Scary.
discriminate. Yeah.
Please be safe, everyone.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
glad you're good, Scott. I'm glad. One day we'll play shows. One day we'll play shows.
Yeah.
Sepultura H2O,
Yeah,
Terror
man.
next year could
I'm
happen.
totally
What
down.
a bill that would be.
That would be a
fucking-
crazy
That'd be a
bill.
great bill.
That'd be a sick bill.
Yeah.
Let's do it,
I
man.
already said Fishbone's down, Sugar Ray's down. Everybody in the
Oh my
podcast
God.
so far, like, let's all play together.
It's a fest.
A
We're
fest.
gonna have a fest.
Toby Fest.
Toby Fest.
All right, thanks for listening, guys, and thanks for tuning in. You can find these guys on social media. Derrick Green Official, Adam Blake 007, I Am Finally, Terra Hardcore. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
You got it all right.
Yeah, no, yeah. Highway to Health is that Instagram for that?
Yeah, man.
And support the bands by buying merch online, and a lot of people have been doing that for these past couple months. Like, really appreciate that. Supporting all the bands this week.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Let's take this to the stairs.
It takes us to the
Let's
stairs.
take it to the
Thanks for listening,
stairs.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Much love, everyone.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one.